Waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. In them you hear a voice, a beckoning lure you have heard so many times before. It is the song of the horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and untold horrors, of golden promises and dire warnings, and you know her song. It has always been there. Listen, can you hear it? The wind is in your favor, the tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls.
Ahoy and welcome everyone. Welcome to Horizon's Call. Welcome to the season 4 finale of Horizon's Call. It's I believe over a year ago that we did this, that we started season 4. I know that because I just finished Kayla's intros, and I had to go back and find those files, and they were from 2023, late 2023. So get off my ass. But better late than never. Yeah, this is season 4. Welcome. I am Derek Sordes, he him pronouns. I am your GM for this game and many games, and I am joined as always by these very lovely people. Namely, Kayla will not be joining us today, unfortunately, but that is okay. We will see more of her in the near future, I guarantee. I'm going to have these lovely people introduce themselves and say more about them, and then we will jump into our season 4 finale. But before all of that, I do want to say a couple of things at the top. First of all, this is a Sword and Key production. Thank you for watching it. You can find all of Sword and Key stuff at beacons.ai/Sword and Key, namely amongst all the things there, which you can join our Discord, you can see our socials, you can see our podcast Monster Crush, you can see our philanthropic endeavors if you're looking to donate your money towards a great cause. You can even see our affiliate ships, and that's the one thing that I'm trying to get to, because in addition to some awesome affiliate ships like Eldritch Foundry for custom minis, Wishbone Cosmetics for really cool makeup palettes, and even Hit Point Press, makers of Humblewood, you can now find our newest affiliate that we're very proud to affiliate ourselves with, which is Long Dog Dice. Long Dog Dice, this is the second time I'm actually getting in to announce it because it was kind of a slow week for us. But Long Dog Dice is a fantastic, amazing, incredible dice making company run by the very lovely Jen. And if you check out their website, you are sure to find something absolutely beautiful that you go, wow, that would be really cool for, this character that I have or this character that I want to play. Like, you're going to find something you love. And just in case you don't, Jen absolutely does do custom dice sets. So check the stuff out at Long Dog Dice and get something pretty for yourself or your GM or just someone that you like or even someone you hate, just to make them kind of feel bad about the fact that you hate them. And it's kind of like it's a backhanded sort of gift if you do those things. But if you do any of that, you can use code Sword and Key for 10% off of your first purchase. And if you see it in our ad reel, you can actually use the QR code that's there, or if you use our custom link, which is on our beacons, it'll direct you right to the website and autofill in the 10% discount. So neat, nice. You don't even have to worry about extra typing. Find something you love, save a little bit of money, get a really cool set of dice. That's it. Very, very excited about that. Um, the other thing that I want to say is that this game in the past has been it's been nice that we've been able to kind of tip our players through Pally. Pally is no longer a thing. So, with that said, we'd really appreciate if you do have a couple extra bucks sitting around and you like what we do. The cast and crew are all the same people. Eva, Mare, Kayla all run production. Mikyl does all of the artwork. I sit my ass here and tell a story. Do a lot of background stuff too. But you can you could previously use Pally to tip and impact our story. We have not found a better tool yet, so I highly encourage you to do a little extra legwork. I know it's extra, but it's very much appreciated to go to these people's respective ko-fis, coffees, whatever you call them, or patrons, or whatever thrones. Throw a couple bucks their way. Just a little change in the guitar case as we are busking to you on this otherwise free site. If you do subscriptions, that kind of stuff, that is also appreciated through Twitch. That helps Sword and Key eventually break even. And not get in the red when it comes to all of our licenses and everything, but at the very least, your viewership is very much appreciated. All that said, let's go ahead and go around, have these lovely people introduce themselves and their characters. Mare, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hi, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and you can find me on all applicable social media, Archmage of Dice. I play Acacia, your Soul Knife Rogue Star Druid Centaur, who is not happy about this fucking devil that just shoved his ass in here uninvited on this lovely holiday.
It's true. Devil at the doorstep, indeed. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? It's just a devil. That's just one, two, like one and a half, maybe. Eva, what about you? What do you think? Maybe we should. I'm just realizing that I've been subbed for 50 months.
Oh my
So
goodness.
hello, I'm 50. For those of you who get that reference, uh, Mikyl, why don't you go ahead and introduce your lovely self?
Hi fam, I'm Michael, he, him pronouns. I'm playing Proximus, your Triton, Shadow Sorcerer, Oath of the Guardian Paladin, a homebrew Horizons Call Oath.
Absolutely. And a special thank you to Mikyl, as always, for the character art that you can see on your screen, as well as in all of our promos. In fact, today, with our going live and pre-going live post, you can actually see generations of Mykyl's artwork, even recent generations, which are just absolutely incredible and like varying styles. But you can see also like a level of growth where I would have settled on like 4 generations ago of Mykyl's artwork and be like, well, this is the best I'm ever gonna get, and he just keeps growing and bettering himself. So it's absolutely incredible. Um, Eva, can we hear you?
Yes, I fixed it.
Okay, why
Um,
don't you go ahead?
yes. Hi, hello. I'm Eva. My pronouns are she, her. Today I am playing Winnie, your alchemical artificer bard. Kind of a bard. She's working on it. Um, and I don't know about this devil stuff. Like, on the one hand, like, they've been nothing but nice to us. What? Oh,
That's
yeah,
on the one
on
hand.
the
On
one
the one hand.
hand.
On the other here. On the other.
On the other hand, um, well, no, I was gonna say he seems pretty persistent about, but we don't know that because Scarlett didn't tell us, shit. um, so, in retrospect, it's just a guy we met on a ship once showing up at a door saying, "Hey, I got a job for you if you want it." Uh, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm gonna segue this into my recap, and
Please do.
then I'll give you my final thoughts.
Mm.
Not because Winnie died. I mean, spoilers. Winnie doesn't die, but yeah.
That's a bold claim to make at 3:23 p.m.
She
Pacific
didn't
time.
die last episode, is what I'm saying.
She didn't. She didn't.
No, she might die this
As you're
episode. We
aware.
don't know. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
So, what we don't know is that Paimon has already given Scarlett a deck of many things, and last time on Horizon's Call asked her to make a poll, and she was like, "No, thank you." And so that was fine and normal, and apparently not worth mentioning. And look at that, the deck is all ready to go, and we can't pull from. Wait. Scarlett said that she'll go along with whatever, right? Yeah, look at Michael's face.
Do you want to pull a card, Eva?
Does Eva want to pull a card? Yes. Does Winnie? Winnie's in the middle of a recap, so whatever happens right now is non-canonical.
Sorry, I distracted Winnie in the middle of her recap.
Air
I showed a
also
shiny
wants to
thing.
pull a card,
Winnie
okay?
canonically also has ADHD because I do not have the
Let's
acting
see-
chops.
Let's see where this goes, and maybe as players, you all can pull a card when we go to break. Right before break, we can pull a
Winnie
card.
and Acacia both have excellent sleight of hand, for the record. Anyway, so we celebrated Candletide, and we did a very solemn moment where we set off candles on the tide, as it were, for the people who were not with us. And then we did a lot of party games, and Acacia and little Jeffrey cheated, some more than others. Or some thought he cheated more than others. It's fine. There was a tug of war. There was a pie eating contest. There was archery, and log rolling. It was a good time. And then there were presents. And who can say no to presents? Not Scarlett, apparently. Anyway, back at the shores, we got a visitor. Captain Elzora brought a present from Fia, and which was an envelope, and there was a super surprise secret visitor who wasn't a secret, I guess. But Wayne's girlfriend B showed up, and then Payman showed up. Also, for the record, I think this is like the second time in like 3 days when he's contractually only suggested to show up like once a month on the ships. So like, he's being very persistent. I can't remember, did he knock or did he just show up? He knocked, right?
He knocked.
Yeah.
He knocked. Scarlett answered the door.
Yeah. And he was like, hey, Scarlett, what if I have a job for you? And she was like, such as? And he's like, what if, you kill someone for me in hell? Which, morally speaking, raises a lot of questions. But I don't think we know that much about the target at the moment. I think that was sort of like where we ended. So like currently Winnie is still could go either way. Like maybe this is a really bad person. But also Payman's kind of tricky. But on the other hand, he gave us a soul coin for a pretty good deal. So, you know, there's pros and cons. There's a list. There's stuff on both sides.
Stuff on both sides. Yeah.
Winnie is not both sidesing this for the record. She's just saying maybe we hear him out and get all the information to make a judgment based on that.
An informed decision.
An informed decision. Yes.
Because the information he's offering is pretty fucking tempting.
Oh yeah, it was about more rings. Because
Yes,
we only know
we have
where...
not actually gotten to that in game just yet. So
Oh.
let's not
thought we
put the
did.
centaur before the
Thought we
cart.
did too. Maybe it was after. B seemed pretty sure we were going to hell though, so.
B was more surprised when you all are. So let's go ahead and pick up. We are there. We find you all standing in the garden that Scarlett had prepared for all of you. It is still Candletide Eve. There is still the smell of wood smoke coming through the air as many families, well, this not being a particularly cold night, it's still a customary sort of thing. Chillier, on the chillier side, for sure. So many families on the island, on Ascension Isle, have been, warming their homes, and so you have that nice comfy smell hitting you that suddenly stings your nose as it mixes with the brimstone that now ushers its way past the threshold of the front door that Scarlett stands at. On the other side of that threshold, leaning against it, is the Cambion that you have come to know as Paimon, as well as his imp Shiv, who, very capuchin monkey-like, is sitting atop his shoulder, and just kind of like, twiddling his thumbs together a little bit. From the doorway, you all heard that that Paimon has offered Scarlett, or is in the process of offering Scarlett a deal. That he needs someone killed in hell which no roll needed. I think you all have lived on in a magical world long enough that you know that a devil's death in hell is a permanent one indeed, but also not an easy thing to achieve. And as Scarlett steps aside and allows Paimon into the dining room, he plunks down into one of the chairs, his wings kind of folding up behind him, and leans the chair back on the back two legs just to get a sort of comfort to him. And then he kind of just presses his fingertips together, steeples his fingers, and leans back and looks to all of you out in the garden. Oh, this deal goes for all of you, of course, if you'd like to be part of our negotiations.
I hope you fall.
I don't really...
And reference to him like leaning back on the chair.
Yeah, you can see his tail is like pressed against the floor to try to keep him stabilized.
I don't really know if you could do it without us.
Well, I can't do any of it in general, but we can get to that for sure.
You couldn't have chosen a better day to come visit us. Maybe like not on Candletide. Because what a mood killer.
I could not give fewer shits about your silly holiday. So, you're welcome.
Catch more flies with honey than you do with...
Yeah. Not pissing people off you want something from is a good start.
Let's just call it negging, and I have something to offer that I would say it would be hard for you all to refuse. So excuse my temperament, and I will try to be a little sweeter then.
I look at like Winnie and Proximus, Scarlett, Marcus, B. Drinks first? And then I do also, and then I look at Paimon. I guess you can have one too.
Oh, I always bring my own, of course. And he pulls out from like his side pouch this thoroughly blackened, almost charred bottle. It has like that kind of that wrapping around it you see on like a lot of Italian wine bottles. It is like it's been uncorked a number of times. And even as he like pulls the cork from it, you see a little like smoke hiss up, and you swear it forms the shape of a skull, and you can smell it from like across the room. It is strong.
I will get drinks for me and anyone else who wants them while we all talk.
Please.
Are we gonna sit like around a table? Is that the?
Yeah, he
is
is
there, like-
sitting at Scarlett's dining room table, and he has gestured to the other chairs for all of you.
This isn't happening over like a lawn table and chairs situation.
I think we.
Oh,
can
you want to
like
sit out in the
decide.
garden and like the folding chairs?
No.
Suppose you could all
inside's-
sit in the living room if you wanted to sit on something cushioned, but
Inside's fine.
just
Plop
when you
my-
need like a beanbag.
I plop my ass on the floor.
Okay.
Scarlett has probably gotten like a couple like big, like low soft cushions.
I think she said
Yeah.
yes.
time. Yeah.
Well, great. Well, once drinks are sorted out and everyone has taken respective seating, he leans back forward onto the table, puts his elbows on the table, fingers still steepled. I'm not going to make this take any longer than it needs to. You don't need to care too much for my woes, but just to give you the background of what I am asking. I am asking you to go to the Hells. Not all of them, bear in mind. And,
Which
do
one?
a little... Well, I'll be sending you through the city of Dis, is my intent, so I suppose that's Beator. And it's just a short trip down the River Styx from there to the estate of one Infernal Chancellor Longinus.
Derek, can you put that in chat?
I sure can.
The spelling.
Does that ring any bells?
You can give me a religion check, but it's pretty high DC.
It's a high pull. What'd you say, religion?
Yeah.
18.
Oh, that's
I have
still pretty
heard of
good.
hells.
Yeah, what I will give you is you don't recognize necessarily the name, but Winnie, maybe in like your brother coming back from Delphian like Sunday school, talking about like, oh well, when we die, we want to actually go to the elemental plane of water, or even like a plane of celestial. But that's of course that's because we pray to the sea elf god. But if you're really bad, you get sent to the hells, and like City of Dis, really bad, really nasty place. I know some people actually like are tourists there sometimes, but as far as I understand, like the hells have, and this is like when he's a kid, he's like the hells have like a really bureaucratic structure to them, but he probably had a list where he's like bureaucratic, and they have like a whole series of like hierarchies and everything. So sometimes there's like there's archdevils, and then there's like legionnaires, and then there's chancellors and infernal chancellors, and it's just everybody's got a title down there, and you really got to work your way up, and it can take eons to do that. So picking up from that, as you recall this core memory of like little pigtailed Winnie just sitting there looking up at her brother with a speech impediment going like infernal chancellors, you pick up that infernal chancellor is probably somebody of some import, especially within the City of Dis, who would have some sway. He's not an archdevil by any means. Archdevils rule over the planes themselves. Those are beings like Dishbater, who rules over the City of Dis, beings like Tiamat. But you do have, well, technically no longer Tiamat in this world, but you do have infernal chancellors that govern over, like, they've gained a lot of power. And also with your 18, a way to gain a lot of power is also to retain wealth in the form of soul coins.
To be clear, Rollin, not Siren.
No, this would be Siren probably telling you this.
That tracks, but also the idea of Rollin being that cute.
That talkative? Let's be real here.
Yeah.
No,
know,
Roland's
right?
sitting there like
As a kiddo,
flipping through a book, being like, "It's infernal chancellor, not chancellor."
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Hermione.
It's Dishspotter, not Dispader. I don't actually know how they pronounce it officially in D&D.
He wouldn't care. He would just say it to feel superior, correct or not. Okay. Cool. Yeah, Witty's not gonna say anything to that.
So, okay. We did a roll. Just want to make sure that you didn't have anything after that. So
I guess when he's taking notes.
Fair enough. So what I'm asking is for you to do just a little bit of wet work. The Chancellor Longinus has been a particular thorn in my side, and as a primary reason why I cannot return to the hills until he is properly dealt with. So I'm going to equip you as best as I can, employ you, contractually of course, and hope that you can be successful in this little endeavor to allow me access back to my home. I am, if nothing else, a merchant, a tradesman, a businessman of sorts, and being incapable of practicing my business in my home realm has been, well, unpleasant. So
Proximus leans over to Winnie and says, "Wet work means kill people."
Winnie just puts her hand down.
Derek, can I roll an insight check just to get the vibes?
Yeah.
Just to make sure he's not trying to pull anything over if this is exactly what he's saying it is.
absolutely.
Cool. Insight. That is I can't do math. 7 plus 9.
Oh, so 26. No, 7
Seven-
plus 9. 7 plus 17.
16.
16, thank you. Okay, so let's see, what is that? So, whether you were being deceived or persuaded, you are either of those things. I'm not going to tell you which I rolled, but if just for the charisma roll of it, you seem to think that this Kanban is giving you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and is being particularly persuasive, as there seems to be a furrowed brow, a sense of frustration that they're exhibiting as when they say the name of the Infernal Chancellor, their fingers pressed together a little more tightly. There definitely is a sort of animosity that is coming across. And as far as you're aware, you've never seen Paimon return back to Hell. That might be the reason why they were in the elemental plane of fire and not practicing elsewhere. You know, a Cambion is a relatively powerful devil, and one that could not return back to the Hells is definitely one that is disconnected from its power.
So, Infernal Chancellor sounds important. Can we get any more information?
From a tactical aspect, the more information, the better the operation will go.
Of course.
And the more we know what we're getting ourselves into before we agree to anything.
Yes, I'll lay out as much of a plan as I possibly can, and feel free to make edits or suggestions from there. It's been some time since I've ever had to get my hands dirty, and typically I rely on the employ of typically more powerful beings than yourselves, but you make do with what you have.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Why has it taken you so long?
So long to do what?
Like,
Take him down, you mean, Winnie?
yeah.
Well, it's been tough finding anyone that would want to take the job, to be honest. But he looks at Scarlett. Someone who is so attracted to contracts and pacts. I thought that Scarlet Shores might be a good person to ask, and all of you seem ever eager to, help out. Especially someone in need.
Yeah.
If you need a favor, you probably should not come with insults.
I'm not sure what the insult
He
is.
takes it as you are mocking Scarlett.
No mockery needed. Scarlett is a twice pact breaker, at least. Someone who has broken pacts and chains and slain gods and blah, 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 blah. She is rather notorious when it comes to those of us who would seek to make deals.
So basically, Scarlet is an attractive challenge to other people who want to get in a contract with her.
He doesn't understand any of that.
But I'm not looking to make a deal, holy boy. Don't worry.
So what do we get out of this, since you want us to kill someone you don't like?
Yes, the quid pro quo at all. Absolutely. What I am offering, as I have done a little bit of research and knowledge, is part of my trade. I sell information as much as I do physical goods. I understand that you all are seeking out objects of power, rings of sorts. Were you to eliminate my enemy, I would have access to giving you the locations of remaining rings. And we could negotiate on that number for certain. Mayor has food arriving. Good job. Thank you, Mango.
Acacia's like, forget this. I'm just going to get food delivered. Then we're going to be here a while.
Keisha's just chugging.
I got boba.
It's important.
No judgment.
Sorry, I
judgment
zoned
at all.
out for a split second while Mango entered. What did I miss?
I don't
No, you're
think-
fine.
Yeah.
So the Paimon has offered to, if you all can eliminate Infernal Chancellor Longinus, that he will have access to the information for where the remaining rings are, and you all can negotiate how many he will actually tell you the location of.
Wait, so he'll
Give me
tell
the
us how many rings are remaining and a negotiable amount of.
So you know you need
locations?
10. You already have that number.
Okay, yes.
You know
we
you need
have
10.
2 or 3.
You have 3.
3. And we know where 2 more are, so we're missing
Correct.
5.
Yes.
So you know the location of where all 10 are.
I
Or
will have
were.
access to that information once I can get back to my resources. I currently do not. So,
We
the
don't.
quid pro quo of this all involves you all doing the work first, and then payment afterwards. As much as I would love to make a down payment, I am incapable of doing so at this point.
Derek, does he seem like he believes that he will have access to all the information of the 10 rings?
He is very confident in that. There is
Okay.
no break of eyesight,
Okay.
continuing with the same roles, continuing with passives. This is he is confident in the deal that he is making, and I am more than happy to drop a contract that says as much. And if I were to break it, I wouldn't have much point returning home after the fact anyway. Then
I think
do
the
wanna clear-
contract is...
As long as you don't mind, we get some outside sources to look it over.
of course, I encourage you to do so.
I also want to clarify that how many you want the location of the rings are, it isn't. You don't tell us the locations of the ones we already know or have.
Oh, you are one for a loophole, aren't you? Very well. I will inform you about the 5, or fewer, depending on your negotiation tactics, but
Of the unknown ones to us.
of the unknown ones to you.
Yeah, the last thing I want is you saying 3 of them are located here and it's the ones we already have.
Right. Now I want to play like a demon attorney at law.
I really
have
want
a
to watch
battle
like a
map.
lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a battle map for it in Infernal
Phoenix
Law
Wright,
Office,
but-
just in case.
Let's get all of our lawyer friends
I
together and have them
object.
just play play Ace Attorney.
You're on.
So good.
Speculation.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, so question. How did we get here exactly? Like, what did he do to you and how? Because that seems like relevant information.
Would he roll a persuasion check?
Do I get any bonuses for just being so gosh darn cute? What am I doing? Persuasion?
Yeah.
Okay, do I have inspiration from doing the recap?
Yeah.
How is Winnie so bad? Dirty 20 though,
Okay.
so I'm not using my inspiration, but
Not bad.
He bested me, and it was a game of chance, and I thought that I had the upper hand.
buddy, no.
He looks over at Shiv. I thought that I might have had help beating the odds, but
Oh no.
he took much from me. He took my business. He took my home. He took my resources, and he took my ability to return to that from whence I came. Meaning I have also been very careful with the enemies I make, because I cannot return to hell should I die. Not to give you a particular vulnerability against me, but I am as, well, even less protected than any of you, for when you all die, your souls return to the Shadowfell, the Raven Queen, whatever gods you promised yourselves to. And he looks over at Winnie.
I don't know at this point. No, don't ask.
No, I can see, and it's an interesting choice. Not what I would have picked.
Yeah, I know.
I
So-
don't get any of that. I just
Poof. So, are you saying, with that knowledge that we now know, he has his ass sitting in your home?
Like literal home?
Yes, my manor, which is Well, it's a great location. It's right along the River Styx. I'm hoping that you will be able to travel along. I've hired a ship for all of you. Should be relatively familiar. I wouldn't
Honest-
necessarily go swimming if I were all of you, but
Honestly, I'm kind of pissed for you now.
Yeah. You don't still gamble, do you? Have you learned your lessons?
I
being
feel
away
like we
from
are
the
gambling
hells-
right now.
Yes, I am gambling every day with my life. I'm gambling this moment as
Well,
I
yeah,
ask
but you
all
can't
of you
help
to do
it.
something. Some people can't.
So you still have some friends in hell.
No one has friends in hell.
Associates.
Yes, I have associates. I have resources. Some.
All right, so let's hear this idea and plan of how to kill this guy. Also, what kind of devil is he?
That's a really good question. I am going to look up the
It's
stat block
like-
that I have for him.
Huh.
Yeah, because he has his own deal. So I'm gonna see if he actually has if it specifies on his stat block. But it's like, what is like for Baldur's Gate 3? Like, what kind of devil is Raphael? Right?
An
Guess it's-
asshole.
Right.
Yeah.
A drama queen.
Aha, asshole, but an asshole.
Yeah. And I would like, I don't know, like, if you have more detailed information, that'd be great. But like, you know, like if you could sketch out the layout of your manor, that'd be really useful.
That was my next question. Blueprints.
Yeah.
I will do my best, though I cannot promise any renovations have been made.
I mean, that's
Fair.
understandable.
And well, let's start at the very beginning.
It's a
I
really good
understand
place
it.
to start.
Okay. As I understand it, you have a relatively powerful wizard on this island who has been, nearly completing a teleportation circle.
Mhm.
I will provide you with the key that you need to teleport into the city of Dis. This will get you into the Feathers, a particularly kind area, all things considered, of the city. One built for tourists. The area, at least. The rest of the city, not quite as much. I will send you with my... What's the opposite of a blessing? My cursings?
Painting?
I will... Something like that. I will empower you all to survive within the city of Dis, which is, again, horribly inhospitable to mortals, and will allow you to traverse without any serious health issues just from the environment itself.
You're giving
general
us a guest pass.
Something like that, similar to what you had in the elemental plane of fire. It is similar, the city of Dis, perhaps even worse so. Any type of wind or water is actually completely banned. It's illegal. So water does not fall. That which you sweat cannot be drank. Even your tears cannot be consumed. Any type of wind is completely barred. The metal of the city that makes the iron walls itself will burn you as a mere touch or even a mere proximity to it. So terribly inhospitable. The city itself constantly changing, blah blah blah. You'll need to find your way out of the city. Fortunately, it does run up against the River Styx, and there will have a ship waiting for you. You will not wait forever, bear in mind, so do your best to get out of the Feathers quickly. It earns its name for having a level of difficulty getting loose, but I believe in all of you. Your ship knows to traverse to my manor. Thereupon, I will provide you with the best recollection of blueprints I can. Go in, kill the Infernal Chancellor, return to the boat, and once the Chancellor's dead, I should have no problem meeting you there at the manor, or at least on the ship itself, depending on how efficient you can be.
You just
And then
get,
you'll send us back.
and then I will send you back.
Unharmed with information.
When he
Oh,
puts that
you're-
like on a little bullet point.
You can see that like he has unrolled like a piece of paper, and as Acacia talks, you see words rearranging themselves and like edits being made here or there. Yes, unharmed. He's just like he has a claw
And
just
together.
hovering out, and together returning to, well, Ascension Isle, I presume, returning back to the teleportation circle from whence you departed on the material plane. I can't guarantee timeline, although I can tell you that time in the Hells runs faster than time here. So it should be, depending on, again, how quickly you can maneuver, barely any time at all here.
As close as possible to the time, equal time that we left.
That will be dependent on review, but yes, I will not adjust
Yes.
the time in any negative way.
I think
Or-
at this point, little Jeffrey
See,
just,
Mikyl-
like, sits at Payman's feet, just kind of like looking up at him, mouth slightly open.
Shiv just looks down. The fuck you staring at?
Little Jeffrey just turns and looks at Shiv.
You got black eyes like a doll's eyes. I don't like it.
There's no thought behind those eyes whatsoever.
No.
Also, they're looking at you no matter what angle. Mikyl would go through and look at all the maze and change them to shalls. You're not going to get me on that. But Proximus,
Smart.
obviously. Yeah.
Well, I'm also gonna get the copy of it before we sign it, and I'm gonna.
think
I am
Rollin
curious.
And your dad's, like,
I was gonna go to Darius. Darius seems like the one is that who makes all the contracts.
Do any of you speak Infernal?
No.
I think that's the one that Winnie gave up, but let me double check. No, she does not.
Where's my languages at? Because I
Season
know
5
I
wish.
have.
Season 5 wish. Have a reason to speak some Sylvan.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, we might.
It could be. Oh wait, no, Winnie doesn't speak it. What the hell?
We speak Elvish though. I speak Elvish too.
Yes, Winnie speaks Gnomish.
He is okay. So I'm looking at the stat block that I have planned for him. He is just listed as a medium fiend devil leader. He does not have a specific devil type. However, he does look fucking glorious. So I will see if I can.
Please send us the smashable devil.
Oh no. Death by Snoo Snoo.
No, he's not hefty. He is just, I don't know. He's flashy.
Oh yeah.
The other thing I would
Draconic.
the other thing I would tell you is that Longinus is not his true name, much as Paimon is not mine, for names have power. Sure, not the first one to say that. Learning his true name will give you a bit of a leg up, so a bit of a hint on defeating him. You will have it kept somewhere safe. So perhaps a head-on fight, though that may be an option for you, depending on how confident you are. You might want to do a little espionage first.
I'm sorry, what was that called?
What was
true
what
name?
called?
Mary, what
We
did
don't
you
know his
say?
true name.
Oh, the true name.
Yeah.
Who might know it? Besides him, obviously.
Yeah, any starting places?
I would look to those that he trusts. Every devil must have someone close to them they trust, much as Shiv knows my true name, and I know his. See if he has a confidant. If not, then he's likely written it somewhere, almost as if a password he's worried he'll forget. All devils must place it somewhere. If you're feeling particularly spicy, you could try breaking into the hidden vaults of Dis, where all devils' true names are kept by the Yugoloths, but flat out, I think you'll die.
Yeah.
It
Time's over.
seems kind of extra.
But if nothing else, I hope that you enjoy the city it is. It's where all of the weapons and armor are made for the legions of hell. The fetters themselves, again, as a tourist spot of sorts, have some lovely inns, some very nice food, rather hospitable, wonderful gambling, some nice markets. It's so nice you'll never want to leave.
Does the Infernal Chancellor have true sight?
I'm gonna roll for payment to see if okay. So he rolled an 11. Let's see if he does actually, because I actually don't have his step luck memorized.
That's a good question.
It's a good thing to know, because if whether illusions will work, whether my wild shaping will work, you know.
Oh, sneezy.
Let's see here. You know, I'm for the sake of the fun of it, and also because it doesn't actually say here. It says he has. Where's his sight? He has dark vision and passive perception, really high passive perception, but it does not say that he has true sight. So I'm going to say that. Yeah, I'm going to say that he does not have true sight. So yeah, payment thinks, surprisingly enough, as a devil of his rank, well, I think he likes to take things sight as seen.
Good.
Any other questions?
I look at Proximus as well.
Yeah.
Any questions?
No.
I would
What's he?
just like
Oh, sorry.
I would just like a copy of the contracts so we can have folks look it over
Yeah.
and maybe come back tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we do need to sleep on it. Details wise anyway. What's he good at? Like, is he a master of illusions? Does he have a fire whip? Does he have
Enchantments.
a pack of hyenas with guns? Or what's his deal?
He is an orator. He is rather commanding with his words. And as such, I would expect him not to be alone. I would expect his manner to be defended, guarded. But I would also be careful of what he says to you. Should you hear him, that might be the last thing you hear.
What would he tell us about you?
Nothing good, I would expect.
I'm sure. But what would his version of events be?
Go ahead and give me another persuasion roll. You can tell this is a sore spot, especially from the first time it was a little pained.
I would like to... Silvery barbs. I would like to use my inspiration and reroll that.
Didn't you use your inspiration for the last one?
No, I got a dirty 20 on my first one.
Oh, okay.
13.
A 13 is your final roll?
Yeah, it's better than a 4, so I will accept it.
He would tell you that I was overconfident and I deserve to lose, more than likely. That's what he said to my face.
What would you have won and gotten out of it if you won?
He had a lot of soul coins at the table. a fraction of, I believe, his ultimate wealth. But he's not wrong, overconfident. I was hoping to gain in status and power, perhaps even take his title, ultimately, from him, if the game had continued in my favor, but alas, here I am, begging mortals for help.
I just had a question.
To be fair, you haven't begged yet. You've just asked with, like, a pretty good, like, offer.
The fact that I am not trading for your souls is tantamount to begging for someone as such as me.
What did you do? What kind of business? Other than just trading?
Oh, I was still a trader. I just, in many other things than just knickknacks and treasures from here or there. I traded in information, I traded in status, and I traded in souls.
So mostly a businessman.
Such as I am, yes.
Could, I don't mean Proximus, Proxy Scarlett, Derek. Scarlett's not, do they have a contract between them for him showing up on the ship once a month?
They have, I believe, a verbal contract that she is allowing him to show up on the ship once a month.
And fuck, do any of the rest of us even know that? I feel like we don't.
I don't think you do.
It's gonna be a surprise when he shows up for the first time.
Okay, well then this is information that... except she wouldn't ask in front of us. I'm going to ask now, and you don't have to tell us, but the way they discussed it, like his status in hell wouldn't affect that negotiation necessarily.
It shouldn't.
Okay. But he would have access to more interesting things.
Probably.
Sure.
More
Yeah.
expensive things. Okay. I think my last question for tonight, that I can think of is, so the contract is to kill him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we kill him, he's done. He's gone. He doesn't come back.
Poof.
Poof.
You kill him in the hells.
If we kill him in the hells.
Yes.
But you also said he's probably not going to be alone, and that he's probably going to have a lot of people who are there and loyal to him. Where does this end? Like, hierarchy-wise, like, isn't everyone there going to want to avenge him? Or no?
Not necessarily. They are employed. Again, there are no friends in hell. Loyalty goes as far as someone can do something for you.
So what is your offer to them?
That I will continue to raise their status as long as their service to me is as best as they can make it. I will continue to hire them, and should they try to slit my throat in my sleep, I will, if I think it's a good enough try, I'll promote them.
Okay. I just figure, like, if we're going to be there on your behalf, we should probably know what we're negotiating with. I think that probably does it for me.
If anything else pops up, we can always ask tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right then. Then I will give this contract over to you. I have spots at the bottom for all of you to sign. Additional spots will appear if you ask others to join you. But keep it within reason. large parties tend to draw attention. Again, no friends in hell.
Oh yeah, you want for strike teams, you and like, heists and shit. You don't small as possible.
Absolutely. And he flips the page over, and as he's beginning to hover his hand over, he kind of closes his eyes, and you start to see a blueprint start to appear, like inking itself into the same way the words were kind of generated from the page itself. This bleeding ink from it. He hovers his hand over, and the blueprint generates of the manor, as far as you can tell. And you can see that it has 2 floors to it. You can see like the edge where there is a dock where the river Styx is laid out. Again, it's all in Infernal, but he slides it to you. I am presuming you all have interest, so should you be ready, all you need to do is sign the bottom of the page. The sigil code for the city of Dis will appear at the bottom. Once you have, give that to your wizard, and your mission will begin. I will ask, this is my home. As little damage as you can do to it is very much appreciated, but do what you need to do.
Seems reasonable. How if we have requests for changes, how do we get a hold of you? Like, do you
If
just
you
want
have-
us to ring you?
Oh, need for changes to the contract. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm not used to that. I'll be around. You can find me in the city square. I will not bother anyone else, and will make myself essentially unseen to everyone else. But you can find me by the fountain there. It's nice to get some sun. Really brings out my reds.
2 bags of cookies appear in little Jeffrey's mouth. Like, he just hauls them out, and he offers them to Payman and Shiv. It's candle tide.
Thank you, soulless shark person.
Does he dab?
He's
Little Jeffrey, not
grown up.
Payman. Like that. Big...
Yeah, no, he's everyone
Okay, but
dabs.
Shiv though.
Shiv
Yeah.
understands the language of the
He
soulless shark
speaks the
people.
language. Okay. He slides the paper over to you. Umberlith, by the way, that is the name of my manor. Umberlith Manor.
It would
Pretty.
be really nice if you could write that down, maybe at the bottom of the manor, maybe in common, also maybe in Discord. Thank you.
Jeffrey
Oh, thank you. I see it. Never mind.
Jeffrey jumps up with a crayon and just like scratches Umberlith and like black.
No.
crayon
I
and
pick him
common.
up I pick him up to keep him from doing that. No. Here,
I don't
I
know where
hold
he
him out
keeps
to
finding
Winnie.
the crayons.
I hold him out to you. Take him.
I think B probably grabs him.
Yeah.
and
He
wrangles
tosses
him.
the crayon into his mouth, into like the back of the holding.
There's a lot of kids around here. Would not surprise me if you just took one.
Probably. I'd rather the crayons than the candy though, because that was getting sticky and gross.
There he is.
Winnie is going to speed read the contract, understanding that it's in Infernal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the contract's in Infernal?
Yeah.
Do you think Rollin cares about that?
Oh, I looked. Oh, can we please get this in common?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Again, muscle memory.
I figured.
He waves his hand over the page. The crayon disappears, and all you need to do is unravel it. It is a scroll. unravel it, and it will flip back and forth between infernal and common.
Okay. Winnie is going to read both versions and do a quick study of the sketch on the back.
Okay.
Also making sure that it doesn't change between versions.
Yeah.
Before... Acacia, did you want to hang on to it?
Yeah, I have a couple. I'm gonna get a small group together for assistance on this
Yeah.
that we can talk to.
She's
Will
going to
you
hand
give me
it
an
over then, and
investigation?
then... Me?
Yeah, you're reading over this.
Yeah,
so give me an
I
investigation.
don't know what I was doing. That's a nat 20 for 26.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You don't know Infernal, but as far as you can tell, the language seems pretty ironclad. You don't really see any major loopholes here. There's the whole, there's a lot of in perpetuity listed here or there. Everyone retains ownership of their own souls. However, the contract originator bears no responsibility for interactions with any other devils who may or may not, possess your souls through other contracts that are made. Bear in mind that you do have to follow the terms and conditions as follows all infernal contracts, including but not limited to, blah, blah, blah. It does talk about how, if you do die in hell, you will stay in hell unless intervened by another more powerful deific figure. So, that there's also the risk there of,
Colonel Mac,
it
save
has-
me.
No.
And Colonel Matt can't save himself.
I
Okay,
know.
that's where we're at. But it absolutely does list all of the risks that you have to undertake through this. It does list all of the boons that you were being presented to by payment, and yeah, look, flipping on the back, the one thing you notice in that, because the contract itself seems pretty on par. There's nothing there that gives you too much concern outside of the concerns that you would reasonably feasibly have. Flipping on the back, you do notice that, like, as you're looking for changes as you flip back and forth, you don't have to flip back and forth for there to be changes. You notice that there are certain aspects of the architecture that even on the page themselves are moving. The ink itself is moving. Like, the staircase is shifting. There's rooms that are compressing in and, like, out of each other.
So the contract is not moving, but the layout of the blueprints is.
Okay.
Yes, the ink on the page is moving, as you can see that there is, like, a walkway that almost is rotating like a minute hand on a clock. The architecture of this building probably has a magical quality, and Winnie, carrying from that religion role you had before, you know that the city of Dis is constantly changing as well. It's really dangerous just walking around. It's really dangerous teleporting, because you can easily teleport in somewhere where there was a space before, and now it's 10 feet of iron wall that's going to burn you alive. So you know that this might be an extension of the city, because the city of Dis is also several miles high, hundreds and hundreds of miles wide. Like, everything in Beator is kind of an extension of the city of Dis. It might be on the outskirts, but you're kind of in the suburbs of Dis.
So this is like the map of the Sea of Fire, where it's like a not real time necessarily, but like it updates itself.
Yeah.
I know it's going off of like his memory or whatever, but okay. Winnie is gonna copy down the contract. She was gonna copy down the map, but now I guess she'll still sketch like the main layout, like what doesn't change.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anything that does, like if the dining room stays more or less in the same spot. Yeah.
Okay.
Has he
Anything
gone?
else? With that, he will press his hands against the table, step up from it. I look forward to doing business with you all. I appreciate your consideration for my particular plight. And I will not forget this. Should you need me, you know where to find me. And I hope to see you all in warmer climates very soon. And he does a slight bow. Shiv does as well. Just like he's not wearing a hat, but he does a little like, yeah.
Have good
And,
nights. Enjoy the lights.
And he walks out the door, his tail grabbing the handle and closing it behind him.
Okay, that's cool.
I love that.
Acacia's also like skimming through the contract before she just like rolls it up, puts it in one of her scroll cases, and looks at everybody. Marcus, Scarlett, what are your thoughts on this mess?
Well, not to speak directly for my partner, but I have been given permission to do so. I think that we're going to have to find these rings eventually. We could have Roland search for decades through his dusty old books, and perhaps find nothing. We could search every square fathom of every league of these seas, and perhaps never find all of them. I think this is a risk we need to take.
I agree.
Roland is pretty stressed right now, just even looking for the one after the two that he told us about.
And honestly, I don't have decades like Winnie and Rollin, so
I don't want to spend them that way.
yeah. So tomorrow, after a good night's sleep, I suggest we get together Rollin, my dad Darius, Laurel,
Yep.
and also if there's got to be a lawyer on the island somewhere. And if anyone has specifically works in devil contracts, all the better.
Gustav.
I was gonna say Gustav. I was gonna say
He would be
he's
good.
Gustav Esquire, attorney at law. Have you been injured in a carriage accident?
But I feel like
Send Gustav.
he would be able to rat out a bum deal, though, right? Like,
I think
I'm
he
so
would,
glad that
I think-
character has legs.
oh,
I think Gustav is
short,
more
but
of
they're
like I don't think he's a paperwork catching bullshit.
No.
It's more like a person
Right.
catching bullshit. So maybe
Yeah.
not from an academic sense. He would be good for this.
no, that's
Like
why
my
you need,
cousin
like,
Vinny.
Yes.
Like, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
He would win the trial.
I need, like, if you ever get bored and want to do Gustav in that suit, you know, that like burgundy with the ruffles, yeah.
No underwear. Remember.
No, yeah, no
No
underwear.
underwear.
Canon.
No.
Is it just what's your Earth Genasi's name?
Valerie.
Valerie,
Is it
yeah.
Valerie as Marissa Tomei?
Oh my god, yes.
Yes. Yes.
You see, this kind of carriage didn't have traction.
So yeah, I want to get those. I want to.
Traction control.
Yeah,
Yeah.
positive traction. Yeah.
Attraction.
I do want to grab those
Mint
people in the
green.
morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, think of a fantasy lawyer, Derek, during break.
It's got to be Gustav or the Otter. It's got to be Edgar or Gustav, and maybe they have a law firm.
Yeah.
No.
Gustav and Edgar, associates and company.
Associates at law.
I hate this. I will
We
get an
work for
actual
you.
lawyer.
I'm so upset.
We work for literal scraps. Give us a sandwich.
Oh man.
I would, before we split up, I would like,
To talk about going into a hot area again.
oh yeah, no, I think, so he can't put down a down payment in terms of rings, which is understandable, but like, I don't know, he could kick in some like hot weather gear for us.
He said he
and-
was gonna give us a boon.
Yes, that is. I'm sorry. That is something that he said. It is in the contract that he is going to give you a devil's blessing, that you will not have to worry about, like, just atmospheric, environmental.
Yeah.
harm.
I didn't
We're
understand that was
covered.
the
You
specific.
can't
of that.
jump into the lake of fire. You can't jump into the river Styx and be like immune to the effects there.
Sure.
But you can like exist in the city of Dis
Okay.
and not melt.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Like,
that's
it-
pretty good deal.
Yeah, it is described
Yeah,
as the
yeah,
city
yeah.
of Dis. Just like being next to the walls essentially gives you the same effect as what is it? Heat metal. So just like
Ugh.
standing in the city of Dis, it's constantly experiencing the heat metal spell.
Yeah, from somebody that wears metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's
I
basically
don't
going
want to do that.
Yeah, he's going to give you the same kind of just like ambient resistance that devils have to exist in that plane and not be miserable the entire time.
I am just saying, and I don't know. Okay, look. It feels like taking advantage, but also it really isn't, because he's kind of in a pretty good position otherwise. But he needs us, I think, more than we need him. I mean, like,
We're putting more at risk.
we are. But also, like, Rollin's the one that needs the rings.
You wanna
We're
add
just
a little bit of
helping
extra
him.
stuff.
Just not like a whole lot. Like, but yeah, like a little something for our individual efforts would be good, I think. I don't know
That's
what exactly, but plus it can't hurt to ask. Like, you always negotiate high and then go down to what you're actually willing to take.
You know what? That's fair.
We could use some of those soul coins.
We
Also,
have
Oh,
one.
then.
I also do want to clarify. I also kind of want to find the rings as well, but I understand what you're saying.
Oh yeah,
It's not
no,
everybody. It's not everybody's goal.
I would like it for sure, and I definitely don't want the Empire to have them. But just in terms of, you know, going to hell for it, a little extra
On the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am interested in the rings, and I'm fascinated by their history and all of that, but, like, they're not even for us, really. Like, we're just handing them over. So, I'll have to sleep on, like, what it is exactly, but, we should definitely at least ask for more stuff, whatever it is.
I agree.
Or ship stuff.
I want the world, Chico.
Yeah. I don't know who Chico is. That our lawyer?
It is now, right, Derek?
Right. That's
Yep.
my next character.
Chico the Seagull.
No.
I was also awakened.
Oh my God! What if
Spell.
Piper became a lawyer?
Oh my God.
Hello. I know all of law. I've read every legal book there is to read.
Do we have access to a headband of intellect we can give this awakened seagull?
Nope. I don't even know if that's right. I'm just gonna tell you no. Okay.
No, I guess we don't. We have the Helm of Translation or whatever the hell it's called.
Comprehend languages.
And I still don't know who has it.
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. Well, I think that's a good place to take our break as my players contemplate the
Card
legalese.
draw. Card draw.
It is card drop. Who would like to draw first?
Ooh.
Okay, so there's a couple of ways we can do this. I can just draw a card off the top. There are 60 cards in here, so if you would like to like roll a 1d60 or pick a number between 1 and 60, we can do it that way as well. So however you want to do it.
Pull a card from the top third of the deck.
Top third of the deck. Okay. I think that is reasonably a third. Merritt, do you want to roll me a what is that? Roll a d20.
Sword and Key, where we have no deck of many things impulse control.
Nat 20.
Ooh.
0. Oh.
Is Acacia still alive?
No. So Acacia, you roll, or
No.
you drew Crossroads.
Okay,
This
that's-
is roll a d20. If the roll is even, which it was, you age 1d10 years. Actually, no, it's 1d10. I misunderstood. The roll is odd. You become younger by 1d10 years to a minimum of 1 year. I understood that as you were multiplying 20 by 10 and now
No.
200
Oh,
years.
God.
So
But you can,
She
you
just
can roll a
dies.
d10 and see how much older Acacia gets.
if I did this, I rolled a 9. I would be the oldest person in the group by then.
Yes, you'd be
Well-
90 years older. Well,
No,
no,
you said
9 years older.
plus-
Why am I
9.
not?
Yeah. Why?
9
Yeah.
years older.
Acacia would be the oldest person in the group now. I'd be older than Scarlett.
Winnie's
I think Winnie's a
126.
couple hundred years. Yeah,
What?
Winnie's
Winnie's
126.
126.
Okay,
Oh.
okay, mentally though,
Mentally older, yes.
Mentally, for sure.
Absolutely.
Already
Winnie does
screwed.
not act 126.
I think you
Winnie does not
already
see much-
are.
Winnie's like, I've lived a century.
I know.
I've seen
You're like
friends die.
like 23 to all of us.
I mean, that's, yeah, I had to do the math to figure out where she would be, like, elvish wise, but
You're like
yeah,
early 20s to me.
no, you're all gonna
Alright,
die before her, assuming she lives a natural life, which is very depressing, and I've already cried about it.
Who wants a card next?
I'll go.
All right, what do you want? What do you want to draw at the top? Do you want 1 through 60?
Well, now I feel bad about the middle third of the deck.
Okay. Middle third. I split it. Okay. Let's see. What do we got here? We got the map card.
We just
Well, this can't go wrong.
Map on the map. Anytime you choose within 1 year of drawing this card, you can mentally name or describe an object or individual that is familiar to you. You immediately know the location of the object or individual, as well as the distance between you and the object or individual, even if the object or individual is on a different plane of existence. If you named an individual, you know if they are alive and any conditions they have. If you named an object, you know if it is broken or not. If you named a magic item that has charges, you know how many charges it has remaining.
Wow, that's a good one.
That's a really, functional.
All right, Proximus, what about you?
I want the bottom third.
What
I'll
if I
take the
started?
bottom.
Should I make a note? Are we doing these for real?
No,
No.
this is just for funsies.
I thought
I
we were
liked
doing them for
mine.
real.
You wish.
I would trade
Scarlett
a
still has
Acacia's life for that.
Scarlett hasn't even told us she has it yet.
No.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I am willing to pick Scarlett's pocket, but probably
Well,
not on
the
Candletime.
deck giveth and the deck taketh away. Michael, you have drawn the Uriel. This card's Medusa-like visage curses you. You take a -2 penalty.
What is it with you and hot cursed women?
All
Stop
saving
it.
throws. Only
I have
a
a type.
god or the magic of the Fates card can end this curse. So -2
Oof.
penalty to everything.
Dang.
-2 to everything. Oh,
-2
God.
saving throws.
How's
Yeah.
that intellect
It's a
looking?
good thing you're a paladin.
Terrible. Terrible. Yeah, it kind of negates my. Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, deck of many things. Deck of many more things, which is what I'm drawing from. This is the official D&D deck. It's very shiny. It's very pretty, and it saved me from having to input them all digitally, just to have them constantly on my desk, threatening to get spread everywhere as the cats destroy everything that I love. Okay.
The fact that you
is-
just keep them on your deck or on your desk, like
yeah, man.
I'd be pulling them left and right.
Well, it's
No
like a
impulse
fidget for me.
control.
It's a fidget for me. I'm just like, well, what am I gonna get today? Oh, path. Okay. Well, what about I got celestial.
Right before you go to work, you go, oh,
Yeah.
Calling
Winnie
out
could
sick
not
Celestial's
today.
actually
be
fun.
trusted with the deck. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
Celestial,
You
get
already
a,
have the frickin' chaos potion.
And it has
Yeah,
served you well.
Mhm.
That's true. Yes, Celestial's a fun new one. You sprout a pair of softly luminescent feathered wings from your back, and you gain a flying speed of 30 feet, just forever.
What
Well,
if I
it's
got
covered,
that?
You have wings.
Cool.
What if I
That
got
would be
that?
wild for Acacia to have that, because I don't know how a horse flies. Does the bottom half just dankle?
Pegasus.
That's
Is it-
exactly
okay,
what I was
which-
thinking was
Which
a
back
Pegasus.
is it from?
So
'Cause my
someone
thought
did
was the
suggest
Acacia part.
this when I was on Twitter at some point when I made this thing. Someone suggested having 2 pairs.
Oh.
Yeah, that might be what you had to do. Yeah, for like stabilization purposes.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. We'll be back
On
in
that
about 10 to
note.
15. Do the things, take care of yourself, pet the pets, and we'll be back soon. Enjoy our ad reel, and feel free to support many
It has
of our
ponies on it.
wonderful affiliates.
Ponies.
Do you know how terrifying it is to... Oh, we're live, I guess. Hi. Do you know how terrifying it is to just accidentally right-click something in OBS? Now you do. Welcome back to
Yes.
Horizon's Call.
I had no idea that's how you count down from 5. Welcome back, everybody,
5,
to
panic
Horizon's
click.
Call. This is our season 4 finale. We've done this so many times. We are consummate professionals. Before we jump back in, I do want to say one more time that you can find everything Sword and Key at beacons.ai/Sword and Key. Maybe 2025 is the year when we finally have merch. Who knows?
Cosmic
I
Crisis.
I found that link in my my phone's just like all the tabs I keep open. Is there a cat on the back of my chair? Nope. Okay, good. Felt like there was. All right. That happens sometimes. So let's jump back into things. We can say that it is the next day. The Candle Nights has now officially ended 3 episodes later, maybe even 4 episodes, honestly. You all return to your respective homes. Perhaps the positive energy of the night somewhat spoiled by a devilish interference. Nevertheless, you have the opportunity for more of your adventure to come to a conclusion, at least information you did not have previously, and a new little side quest for you all. It leads you to the ultimate goal. Not really a side quest. I don't know. What's the linear storytelling structure that I'm going for here? Anyway, you all wake up your respective homes. It is morning, the day after Candle Tides, which is nice because I can at least note that on the calendar. If I can find it, there it is, tomorrow's calendar. What are you all up to?
I would probably like send like a mundane messenger to everybody that I was just mentioned the night before to meet up at X time. So that includes the party, plus Scarlett and Marcus, Rollin, Darius. Kiryu can come too, but I'm assuming Darius is the one in charge of all contracts and stuff for everything. Laurel and an island, a lawyer.
I do genuinely feel like Gustav is a good idea just from the like canny bargainer. Maybe not as like professional like,
Gustav can come.
lawyer.
I will also invite Gustav if he thinks he can contribute, but I'm also inviting like someone who has experience in like contracts. And if there is someone on the island who has experience in devil contracts, I'm gonna hit them up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking through my list of people that might be available. I'm gonna say by recommendation from your dads, you bring along Jetsam Copperworth, who is a copper dragonborn, who I believe sits on the city council,
He does.
and we could say that he has, because we have said nothing about him before, has an affinity for contracts, which is also why his legalese was important in the founding of the city.
We spend so much time with him and during downtime when we're on the island.
Oh, you're
Like,
best friends.
yeah.
You and Jetsam.
all the
Totally,
online
he
shenanigans.
totally horse sat me when I was a foal.
Yep.
Totally.
Horse.
Pony
Yes.
sat. There's yeah. He side saddled you.
Yearly reminder
What-
that ponies are not
what?
horses.
Wait,
There's small horses.
oh wait,
I mean, I
full-
call
know
our
they're
horses ponies all the time, but
Full sat.
okay. Two different species.
yeah.
Yes, got it.
Okay. The plan is, as you know, we can say since Roland doesn't like leaving his little tower on the hill, for everyone to meet up at the keep at noon. Is there anything anybody wanted to do before that meeting?
I do, but I'm going to let's see if anyone else wants to do anything first.
Proximus would actually, because of what we went through in our last, gathering of going down to go find the ring and then going to the elemental plane of fire, would talk to Dominera about if she wanted to go.
Sure. Yeah, morning arrives. Dominera is in the kitchen, as you have found her a few times now. She's wearing an apron, and
What?
over her armor, because she doesn't want to
Rad
get oil
wife
splashes on it.
Dominera, sure.
Yeah. I have to imagine this is after, like, Proximus was like, listen, you're getting oil stains all over your armor, and she's...
You have to keep it pristine. Yes.
So, she's wearing, like, 2 oven mitts, even though she's not handling anything hot. She's, like, her helmet's on, as much protective gear as possible, because she is
Right.
working at the stove. And I think you're maybe awakened by the smell of burning, if you are sleeping above the water. And as you crest into your abode, she says, you are awake. I have made, what are these things? The chickens make them. What is the common word?
Eggs?
Yes, I have made those. And she points a skillet at you where there are 2 uncracked, just burning eggs on a skillet. I have made these for you for breakfast. And she does set down like an oven mitt on the table, because there's enough like scorch marks on your wooden table where she's set down the skillet already. And she sets down the skillet in front of you and then hands you a spoon. I am learning the way of the surface.
You are doing such a good job. Is there any fire currently happening?
The oven is still.
Stove is on fire.
It's not like on fire, but like
Okay.
you do have a wood burning stove. Like we don't have like gas or electric, so she hasn't put out the flame, and she like sets down her oven mitt right on top of it. I am getting good at this culinary. Yes.
Yes, you are learning so fast, so quickly that I much faster than I did when I came to the surface.
I will conquer the flames, force them to bend to my will, and cook me food.
Oh Lord! Can't I just? Oh, I can snuff out a candle. I'm gonna do prestidigitation and just cut the oven off.
Yeah.
Snuff the flame.
Stuff's out. There's a little bit of smoke coming from the oven mitt,
Right.
but
I'm gonna make sure I do it when she's not looking, though.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to make her feel bad. We possibly were contracted to go do another mission. In this mission, we would be going to hell. There's no other way of saying it. Would you like to go? It involves killing someone in hell. a devil in hell. It is kind of one of those things that it's like once in a lifetime opportunity, right?
She, like, her eyes are narrowed at you, and she reaches across to the skillet and picks up a whole egg and pops it in her mouth and just starts crunching. I like some of what you are saying. I dislike much of it.
Do you like what you just ate? Do you like the crunch of it?
It reminds me of the crustaceans we would eat.
This makes
Remember, we would hold them over
sense.
the heat vents and
Right.
just right
Cook
into
them. Right.
Mhm.
That makes sense. And then he'll take the spoon and tap the top and pour out the egg.
A little bit of smoke comes out. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is thoroughly, like, it's beyond hard boiled. Whatever,
Right.
like a skillet cooked egg is.
Uh,
It's bad, but at the same time, I don't have Triton taste buds. Maybe they think that's good. I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lots of people eat different things. It's not for my Western palate to judge. Um,
But I
she,
would give you the opportunity to go with us if you wanted to. We are trying to keep our numbers down tactically because, it's more of a stealth mission.
I am of two minds on this. First of all, I can come with you and save your life again and again and show you what it is to be a proper champion who slays devils, because I fear that you will probably die. But if you die, I get to keep your home and continue the mission that you have placed for me, and can continue with your ghost hunting me every night and telling me how to cook eggs.
I would never tell you how to cook the eggs that you are going to eat, as long as you like them that way. But I will haunt you also. It is up to you, and you don't have to answer right now. We are not sure if we are going to go through with the mission. I just think that it would be a great adventure.
I will consider coming to hell with you and killing things there.
Okay. Thank you for breakfast. Do make sure that you turn the appliances off so that we don't burn the house down. We never really had that problem where we are from.
All of the appliances?
But things burn.
She looks over at the
above.
grandfather clock.
Ooh, no, just the ones with fire. Everything is very fragile up here above the surface.
I will try to remember.
Okay. I'm going to go
She-
meet with them. I will let you know if we are going to go beforehand.
Very well. She picks up her mug and just drops it. She goes, I wish shit would float up here.
That makes
Same
sense.
problem
Yes.
astronauts have. It's just
Right.
everybody underwater is constantly dropping shit. Okay. Winnie, anything you wanted to?
Yeah. I would like to, before we reconvene, I would like to sit down with B and I'm trying to think of how much has happened since Fall Emerald. I think after everyone disbanded last night, I probably filled her in our exploits and Derek Murray's sword.
I didn't. I said
And
nothing. I'm just saying, let's be considerate of our language.
and updated her on happenings and Sea of Fire and all of that. And then I'm going to point to the mirror in the corner, which I have recovered from the redemption, I guess. Yes, because we had it on the ship when we went.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I'm so I have a little project that I was wondering if you could help me with, or maybe if you had some ideas. Because I don't really have a lot of time, because you know about the whole hell thing. Like, I don't need to tell you about that situation. But I kind of have these critters just kind of stuck, and some of them need healing, maybe, probably, but they need rehabilitation because they were used in like pit fights.
She's just making the saddest, like, it's getting sadder and sadder. She's like, critters,
Yeah.
stuck,
Yeah.
injured,
Yeah.
rehabilitation.
The Pegasus got away. It seemed like it was going off to a good, better new life. Assuming.
That's not a euphemism, is it?
No.
They didn't go to the farm upstate.
No, I think it really went off to a better new life. Unless it was
Maybe he
caught
got
by
a
the
job
guards.
in the big city,
Yeah.
living out his
Yeah.
dreams.
He's a barista.
I
Working
guess
his
barista.
way up to an actress.
Wow.
No, but seriously, I got a manicore, an owlbear, and chimera.
What?
Yeah. You want to
How?
see them?
Why? Where?
They're in the mirror. I'm just gonna tap on the glass and like cycle through the 3 holding cells to show her.
The owlbear is just, it's like pacing, it's kind of shuffling back and forth a little bit. The
a
chimera.
reminder for
Hmm?
anyone who's actually worried. The mirror of life trapping, they don't need to eat, they don't need to sleep. It is actually sort of its own hellscape, I think, personally, but the DMG seems to think it is fine, or the player's handbook, wherever it is. Doesn't seem to think it's a torture device. So, yeah, they're just like hanging out in a little misty realm. They each get their own misty realm. They're not like stuck together. That would be really cruel.
Yeah, they'll get like their own little cell.
Mm-hmm. So the owlbear's pacing.
The owlbear is pacing. The manticore is like kind of just swiping. It's like it's firing like spines every now and then, and seems to be just irritated with its placement here.
I named him Swiper.
Oh. And the chimera seems to be talking amongst itself with its multiple heads.
That's
You can
fair.
see it's kind of like having a conversation with its 3 different heads.
Well,
You can't necessarily parse what it's saying.
that's fine. Yeah, they were part of the gladiator pits. And I thought instead of like killing them, like we didn't have to kill them. We could just like
Yeah, you don't have to kill him.
no, but I don't want to just keep them in here. It's rude and kind of sad.
Yeah.
But I figured maybe, I don't know, if you'd want to stay here and maybe work with someone to like rehabilitate him, because they weren't living in good conditions even as like gladiator type animals. Or if you want to take the mirror maybe back home and work with my mom or someone. I don't know. I don't think like letting them loose on the manatee ranch, like the beach above the manatee ranch, is a good idea for a number of reasons with 3 giant predators. But I do also recognize it's kind of like a big favor, but like I can't like make them better on the ship, you know, and certainly not in hell. I don't think.
No, I wouldn't take him there.
No.
I'll see what I can do. They're not really my purview as much because they're all kind of,
Non-aquatic?
well, yeah, but they're not even really fully natural.
What do you mean?
Like they all kind of defy the laws of gods and nature.
Well, where did they come from then?
Well,
Are they
owlbears
not
have been around.
True? Like, do 2 owlbears not make another owlbear?
Well, they do, but where'd the first owlbear come from? There's lots of stories about that.
An owl and a bear?
What?
Did they
No.
fall in love?
What? No.
Well, I was just kidding. It's right there in the name.
Winnie, you've been to school.
I know! That was a joke! But what I'm saying is, like... Why are they here, then?
Well, the stories say that a mage who wasn't all the way together up there, they didn't fall in love, but he used some magic to mix and match them together.
Oh, that's
And then
rude.
just set them loose, and they've been an invasive species ever since.
Man, I thought Rollin getting all broody up in his tower was annoying, but I guess it could be a lot worse.
I mean, it is annoying, you're right, but, it definitely could be a lot worse.
And someone just like mixed and matched animals for realsies? I thought they just looked like that.
Well, I think they're all considered monstrosities.
That's
not
so
like,
sad!
yeah, well, I mean,
Well, now
I
I
guess
gotta
what
help them
kind of-
even more.
yeah, I mean, I'm not saying, like, they're not inherently bad or anything like that, but, like, manticores, I'm pretty sure,
I think the
that was
owlbear
some
cheats
sort of-
at cards. He's just got that look about him.
I mean, we can ask. But I'm pretty sure manticores were made by some sort of, like, infernal mischief. Yeah, and chimeras, that has to be, I mean, you just took 3 things and just mishmashed them. That's
Yeah, I guess it's right
that's
there
less
in
the
their
creative than the
faces.
owlbear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just like, I mean, I'm not asking you to like do all the just like I need help, like who to even ask or like what sort of plan to even put together. I just know I can't do it on the ship. And again, definitely not in hell.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's going to take some work. But I think I could find a home for them, and we could probably find a good place for them to live. And I think it'd be really nice to do it. I think they might even really appreciate it. If anything, we could maybe befriend the owlbear and use it as a protective deterrent sort of thing and release it into the woods around here. But we need an owlbear friend for it, so it could make an owlbear family and then make a
That would be
sort
really
of habitat
sweet.
for it.
Yeah, we don't want it to be all lonely. That'd be very sad. The island already had a really sad, lonely creature that also had a lot of heads and killed a lot of stuff. You know, I don't know if it was lonely, come to think of it.
I mean, if you have a bunch of heads, can you be lonely? Like, it seems like the chimera is doing fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember how many heads the Hydra started with, but it was pretty sure definitely more than one.
Okay.
What?
Well,
That's how
I'll-
many it
I'll take
started
care of your
with?
mirror monsters. What?
Michael
Didn't
held
it
up
start
like
off with-
40 fingers.
Don't have 40 fingers. But didn't it start off with 8?
Did it?
I don't think it's. I don't remember.
Was it 5?
Might have been 5.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was at least 3, but like, good lord. That's.
I know,
yeah,
we-
we definitely added.
It ended
more.
with a whole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I'll take care of your mirror monsters.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna write down the code words for her. And their cell numbers. I hate that they're called cell numbers, but they are. And give her some smooches. And then, hey, sorry you got here, and now apparently I'm going like straight to hell. That's.
And that's okay. It sounds like you'll be right back. Also, why is the owlbear 24601?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Can absolutely hit those notes though, so listen for that. Loves
We're not.
bread.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it.
Loves bread.
Yep. Okay. Jean Valjean is French Batman. Just saying. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, let's.
I had to do a thing.
Yes, Mary, you had something you want to do.
Yeah, I would probably do this the night before, but I want to scry on Bass and Stargazer Nev back
Okay.
home.
Yeah. We are scrying on them. Okay. It is nighttime. I can never remember scry if it's just audio or if it is.
I can get both. See in
Okay.
here.
Perfect. Okay. Your sensor appears, back on Soteria, and as it does, the night sky in a different point, a different position than the one you would see if you were to look up this night that is still candletide. You'd know it's probably several hours difference. However, the dawn has not yet come. You see the herd, not out on the plains, but hidden amongst trees. Even looking up at the night sky, your sensor kind of moves closer and closer to them, as you can see that they are spread around bushes and foliage, or even some branches of foliage have been like torn down to obfuscate where they are sleeping here. You don't see any young. It is all adult centaurs, many of whom are faces you would recognize, almost recognize. These are faces of people who have been fighting for some time. These are faces that were once wore smiles, now have worried frowns in their sleep, with strains at their cheekbones and grown out facial hair, where many of them were clean shaven before. Many of them now wear armor. You can see that some of them actually wear reclaimed armor from Imperials. Others wear armor of leathers, or kind of pieced together things. All of them armed, spears, lances, bows. A few of them are keeping watch, as no fires have been lit. And while you can't feel anything, you definitely feel just the sense of cold on the island here in these winter months. You get closer and you see that Bass is one of the centaurs keeping guard, kind of holding himself where he can look out on the greater plains. Any sign of movement, any sign of a firelight on this starry night, and he definitely has a look of worry on his face and a look of just feeling fully beleaguered, so tired. And doesn't see your sensor. I don't believe he has that magical ability to do so. As you get a little bit closer, just like under his breath, you can hear him humming a song to himself. It's a song that takes you a moment, but you realize it's a song you used to sing when you were kids and you used to spend time together. Pushing past and moving further into the wooded area, you can see some of the older centaurs are back here. Many of them, again, still armed. Again, no children. You're not sure where they necessarily would be, though this seems more like a war party than the far fewer in number centaurs than those that you remember with the Great Herd. And at the very back, almost at the center, as you can kind of note all of these sentries, all about keeping an eye into the woods themselves. You would find Stargazer Nev. And she's always looked old. Even when you were a kid, she looked old. But this is a woman who is feeling the years of her advanced age as a centaur, and the grays of her hair have gone fully white. And as she attempts to rest, you can see that her eyes still gaze to this circular cutout of the trees where she can see the stars above. And she places her finger up in kind of an L, trying to place the constellation that's directly above her. And as your sensor moves even closer, she blinks a little bit through the darkness and looks over. What are you looking at?
Does it look like she can see who I am, or if it's just she's just addressing the sensor?
I don't think she can necessarily see who you are just yet, but she has noticed the sensor.
Scrying is a concentration spell,
Mhm.
but I will cast Sending, which is not a concentration spell.
Okay, go for it.
I will send a Stargazer Neb. Be like, just checking in. Sorry for the absence. Been thinking of you? All. Miss you. Anything I can do to help?
As the message goes through, you can see her like smile cracks, and it's very toothy, even though she's missing a few teeth at this point. He goes, I should have known it was you. Nosy. We're fine. Mostly. You are where you need to be. Stars told me so. You just stay safe. Love you.
I'll float the sensor away, and I want to go back to Bass.
Okay.
I'm going to send him as well.
He's leaned his head against the tree. Go for it.
Don't slouch on watch. Just checking in. Miss you. Hope you're safe. Stay safe. And hopefully I can come back soon.
He like jolts as he hears a voice, especially considering he thought it might be some like another one of the party calling him on slouching. And he looks around. Yeah, I miss you too. We're all right. Hold it together. I guess you can see that? You're gonna have to show me this trick someday. But we'll be okay. Don't rush to get back. If you do bring an army, that would help. We'll be okay.
Then I'll just let the spell run out and then go to bed.
All right. With that, we'll go ahead and fast forward to your meeting with Rollin. So noon arrives, this being the day after the sending and scrying, the morning of egg breakfast and girlfriend mirror monsters. Which sounds like it could be something after Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know. Like that, like there was Pokemon, there was Yu-Gi-Oh! There should be like mirror monsters. I don't know.
There's Digimon.
Yeah, there was. It was there. Digimon was there. I'm not, you know what? I was not a Digimon kid.
Pokemon kid?
I was a Pokemon kid.
Let's
Oh,
go.
yeah. Yep. Okay. So, who do you think would be the first to arrive at Rollin's Keep?
I mean, Winnie basically treats it like a second home, so she'd probably roll up early with B and beverages, like stopping by the bakery.
Okay.
Not Goostip.
I live here.
Surprise, Rollin!
Welcome home, everyone.
He's just wearing a bathrobe. No pants,
Yeah.
gang.
Imagine he's wearing Rollin's bathrobe.
Oh yeah, it's like draped behind him. Yeah, it's great.
Oh no.
Squatter's rights. I squat everywhere I go.
I feel like Laurel also would be there early.
Yeah, Winnie, as you are walking up with B, and then like out of the foliage, the assassin Laurel just kind of like walks out. You didn't even see her there, like the second Velociraptor, and she's just kind of like
Clever
tossing a
girl.
knife into the air and like catches it behind her back. Just cool knife tricks. Just like studio girlfriend kind of cool knife tricks.
Careful,
She's
she
not-
might steal
she's
your
not
girl.
going to. She's not gonna.
Mr.
You walk through the wooden double doors of the keep and into that foyer area where it leads into that circular central room where there's a circular table, bookshelves lining the walls, the light coming in from the skylight above, and Rollin, where you found him almost every single time pacing around the table with books. However, this time he's not pacing with a book in his hands. He is leaned over the table with his hand like pressed against his head, and he looks up with one eye through like his glasses. Yes, I knew you all were going to be here at this time. I'm sorry. I'm having a bit of a moment. Make yourselves comfortable. Grab drinks if you want. This will pass. And he walks off into one of the side rooms.
Winnie's gonna call after him. Do you want me to sing you the Baby Manatee song? Like Mums
I know
used to
spells that will make you beg for death.
sing? Okay, but Mom said you can't kill me.
I said beg for death. That's not death, Winnie.
Okay, that's true. But you better come back soon or I'm gonna eat your pastries.
He actually pulls the door from the side room and genuinely yells at you. I said I needed a moment. And he goes out the room again, and the door almost slams, but it's like he catches it at the end and just closes it slightly.
I'm not really
I
gonna eat his pastries.
Character, he's a chronomancer, right?
Yeah.
He's a chronomancer, yeah.
You're
I think he has a time headache, whatever that is. But that's what
Whatever it is, he has one.
A time migraine. This is
Yes.
in-game migraines.
Time grain.
I also don't know what that is, but now I also definitely
I think that's
he
what
has
it is, whatever it is.
Oh, my minutes are seconds.
And if he doesn't have it, Derek, you're welcome for the idea.
Thank you so much. Can't wait to introduce time headaches. I get those
Listen.
every time I look at a calendar.
Chronomancy is such a narrative knife to hand to GM.
That's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
I love chronomancy. Yeah. Okay.
You're
Laurel
welcome.
Laurel looks over at you and she goes, "Well, that's interesting. All right. I don't remember if that's the accent she had. I think she might have been vaguely Russian. I don't know. Not doing a rewatch to figure that one out this second. Shortly thereafter, Darius arrives. Curio is with him.
So is Acacia.
Acacia is there as well. Proximus, you arrive right around the same time as Jetsam, who is dressed in not ostentatious finery, but small town mayor finery, right?
Mhm.
He's not wearing wizard robes by any means, but he is somebody who has a lower tier level of affluence to him and isn't necessarily gaudy about it, but just oh, I'm someone who has money. Who am I forgetting? Scarlett and Marcus arrive. Was there anybody else on Acacia's list?
Is Goostip actually coming?
I was not going to have
Okay.
Gustave arrive just
Okay,
for
the lawyer.
that would be Jetsam.
Oh, that's Jetsam, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
I think that's it.
If we forgot anybody, then we can just say they are there.
Fashionably late.
Justice for Gusta.
Little Jeffrey is also there.
That's just assumed.
Seats have been placed around the circular table, and after a short period of time, after like Scarlett and Marcus get there, Roland comes back out. He's like straightening out his robes. There's a little bit of sweat on his brow that he wipes away. Terribly sorry for my absence. Please take a seat. As I understand, there is some sort of legalese that needs gone over, some sort of plan that needs spoken about. Can't imagine how. Well, I'll save my judgment for the end. And he gestures for all of you. What can we, great minds gathered, assist you with?
Since Acacia has the contract and presumably is going to be
Unrolling it. Yeah, like
and,
as
discussing this. Do we have a mind link, by the way?
I can get one together, yeah.
Okay.
I probably would have put one together.
I feel like we need some sort of like non-verbal like hey.
Buffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out the nose.
we need Discord chat.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything to say in it at the moment, but just
Yeah, I have it set for 1 hour.
perfect. Winnie's going to find a chair, not front and center, and just kind of kick her legs up over the side. She's not gonna put her boots on the table, but she's just gonna do the like younger sister thing of like listening, but like kind of goofing off. And she's playing with her goggles, those like glasses and stuff, and she's got her like notebook out and stuff. But what does detect magic show me?
A lot. You're in a wizard tower. Let's see.
Yeah. I'm specifically looking at Rollin, but like obviously if
Okay.
anything else interesting catches my eye.
Anything out of the ordinary magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel free to like skip anything that's like
You've seen before.
yeah.
So let's see. Duration 30 feet. Sense magic effects. Take the magic. No.
And I'm using the
It's
detect
something-
magic goggles I made, which I still need to
Sure.
make more of those. It occurs to me.
Faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. That's the original language. The new language is creature, object in the area that bears magic, and if an effect was created by a spell, you learn the spell school of magic. Okay. So, almost everybody in here gives off a little bit of magic.
Sure.
Laurel has like a necromantic kind of vibe to her, because I'm pretty sure we established she was a Dampier.
Oh yeah.
Darius probably gives off just a little bit of like ambient because he's a half elf. Curio definitely has magic because he is a living construct. Rollin is like, especially if we're talking about like, because I always like to think of it as like heat vision.
Yeah.
Rollin is like off the charts, just like you can barely even tell the outline because of how much ambient magic is coming off of him. Books along the wall, several of which are noted as magic, not all of them. The center of the table, which Proximus has seen, can like create illusory objects. That is magic as well. Several books on the table. The wand at Rollin's hip. Proximus is glowing, especially because of his armor. Acacia's glowing as a druid. Winnie's glowing as an artificer. Like everybody's got a little something going on.
Sure.
But yeah, definitely the school of magic for Roland would be chronomancy.
But his
sure.
usual, nothing different.
I would say there's nothing necessarily glowing different about him.
Okay.
Out of character. How big of a secret or common knowledge is it to folks outside the immediate group that we're looking for these rings?
Let's see. Laurel, I can't remember if you've told her. Your dad's probably no. Jetsam probably will not be in the loop on that one.
Okay, well, some people are about to. It's noted in the contract, so people are going to find out anyway. So, so as I'm unrolling the scroll and I'm placing it on the table for whoever wants to look at it first, either probably Jetsam, my dad, or Rollin. Long story short, we all need folks to look over this contract. It is a infernal contract, so you can see why we wanted multiple sets of eyes on it, especially those who have experience in comprehending and looking for loopholes. And I look at Rollin at this. We will be going, if we decide to take this contract, we will be going to the Hells to do a favor. And in return, the devil said that he would give us the locations of the rest of the rings.
Interesting. May I see the contract?
It's all yours. I at least wanted you, Jetsam, and Dad to look at it. And then I look at Laurel. Reason why I asked you here is because they want us to kill someone.
Oh, interesting. I will see what advice I can give. She looks over to Rollin. He's reading in the Infernal. Well, it actually says it doesn't note how many rings you're going to get out of this. That's still a negotiable term. So between 1 and 5.
Yes, but I already did specify that it needs to be of the ones that we don't know about. It should be noted in there.
It is in subsection 17. Right, and liabilities and risks. Yes. Soul rending. That's an interesting one. You did read the part where it says an Orthon might use your skull as a codpiece?
I figured that was just part of the regular risks of going into the Hells.
Yes, I just wanted to make sure, because it was interesting they put that in there. It's a weird propensity of theirs.
I assumed that he's just trying to psych us out a little bit by listing out a bunch of potentialities.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the list of potential tortures is extensive. Like, it really takes a lot of time to get to the etc. part. All right, well, it seems fairly straightforward. No obvious loopholes as far as I can tell. I will pass this along then. It says also here that there's a sigil sequence for teleportation circle. Wonderful. I assume you're going to need that as well. He hands it over to Darius, who is sitting next to Jetsam, and they unfurl it in the Infernal. I'm sorry, you're able to read this? And Jetsam goes, all you need to do is just open it again. And Darius does so. Not my first Infernal contract. You come across them from time to time.
Hey,
You
does
just got to make sure... Sorry, please.
Oh, no. No, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No interruption. I was just going to say, whenever you enter an Infernal contract, you just need to make sure it's something you aren't upset with losing. Like, don't make it your firstborn. Make it like your 7th or something like that. That at least ensures you're going to have 7 kids.
I thought you
Not
meant
bad.
that the contract isn't something you're worried about losing. What does happen, by the way, if, like, the contract's misplaced?
It can't be misplaced. That's the fun thing about Infernal contracts. They don't necessarily exist in any singular place. And the second that they are brought into existence, there are copies made in dectriplicate? Declicate? There's at least 10 copies made, and those are multiplied by 100, and they are spread amongst the many Yugoloths of the Hells and placed into a very extensive and well-detailed filing system. You cannot break a contract. and the contract can never be destroyed, nor necessarily replaced, without all parties agreeing to. It actually says that at the bottom.
That's good.
Could, as Dad and the Jetsam are looking at it, one thing I just realized, can you just double check what the happens if we fail? If we just don't get the information, or are we stuck in the hells?
Yeah, is there
or-
a time limit?
Let's see. There's no time limit necessarily noted, although it does note that the Marengon, no, I'm sorry, the
The rabbit
Yugoloth
people?
that will, that's a Herringon.
Oh, okay.
No, the Yugoloth that will be ferrying you, the ferryman essentially, as it's put in common, will not wait forever. So time in the hills is difficult. I think they're giving you, I would think, essentially a day in common time, which I think is right around 100 years in the hills, depending on which part of the hills you're in.
Oh.
Dis.
Well, we're starting in Dis, but it seemed like
Better this than that.
yeah. It seemed like the manor was maybe not in the same level of hell, though, because he said we were taking the river Styx between levels.
It does note that, yes.
But yeah, I don't remember mentioning where the manor actually is.
It's noted as being along the banks of the river Styx.
And Roland, does that sigil, like, can you tell where it's supposed to go, or are we just supposed to take it on faith? Because last time some of us were, like, expecting to go somewhere. Well, I guess not last time. Time before last, we ended up in a box, which was not great.
I cannot guarantee without a test. No, I can't guarantee that the sigil will take you exactly where it says, aside from the guarantees that are provided within the contracts.
Okay.
Winnie, I did want to note one other thing that I forgot to mention. You notice that all the, through your goggles, to go back to that,
yeah.
I apologize. You do note that all the doors have abjuration magic on them. Just throwing it out there.
Would that be like alarm?
You can't necessarily tell the spell.
Okay.
It might just be like, you know, a shielding spell. It might be an arcane lock.
Abjuration's protection.
It is.
Okay. Winnie would know this. Again, Eva does not. Will not. Refuses to learn. This is the opposite of my Roman Empire. Yes. Okay. And we were thinking of raising the stakes a little bit. So it sounds like maybe we should pin him down on a number of rings, if possible. I don't really know why, because it's sort of a either we succeed or we don't mission. So like it seems weird to kind of pick a number after the fact, right?
I don't believe you would be able to successfully sign this contract without having agreed to a number.
Yes. Okay.
Might I suggest the number is based on how much damage we do to his house? Or do we not want to get into that nitty gritty?
I worry about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe a bonus. Maybe we could negotiate a bonus.
If we don't do a lot of damage.
Yeah. Additional damage, because who knows what the Infernal Chancellor has already done. So like, yeah.
And I'm sorry, Marangons are a thing. They are like hellish
Oh yeah, no,
soldiers.
Yeah.
I
Just
was
misread.
meaning to reference Maran Loths, which are the Yugoloth ferrymen. They're essentially like Karam. So there
Oh,
will
sure.
be a Marinloth who will be there for you.
I say we shoot high. Ask for all 5.
I mean, we gotta, right? And other stuff. Again, negotiate high and then hopefully settle on what we want. But we need to figure out also what else we want to ask for.
As far as I can tell, as long as you settle on what you want and how many rings you're going to get information for. Are these rings that you're wearing on your hands? Because I'm not sure that necessarily killing a infernal chancellor is worth any bauble that you wear.
First
That's
of all,
a need to know.
there are some very, very, very important rings that you can wear on your fingers. And whether or not these have been worn as jewelry, is neither here nor there. But
All right. I
Yeah.
thought I was asked to be helpful, not to be snarked at, but that's fine.
I mean, you
Oh,
were kind
maybe-
of snarking at us first, so like,
Jetson does bring up a good point, though. We should clarify in the contract which rings.
It
yeah.
does say elder rings. Are these just old
Okay,
people?
Is
It
it
does say-
capitalized?
Is it capitalized?
Technically in Infernal, no, but in Common, yes. But that's just the way that the structure works.
Okay, that's
right,
good.
but so it is referring to them as proper nouns and not just like an adjective.
Yes, the
Are we
inflection
going
is
to
there for
go
the proper
off?
noun.
What was that?
Well, I
Proximus?
guess.
crying.
No, yeah, Proximus is just like, oh, are we gonna go over the specifics of language?
Yes.
And then, but yes, you have to. It's contract. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the whole
It's a-
point.
Infernal contract.
This is literally the whole point why we're here.
Laurel kind of leans over to Proximus. She goes, "So do you want to know how I would kill a devil?
How would you kill this devil?
Because this is boring as fuck."
Yes, very. Especially for
Acacia's
me. I don't
ears
understand most of this.
So
Yes.
listen, I've not killed a lot of devils, to be fair. But as I understand it, you learn their real name. That's the best way. You get their name and then you say it, and not only are they like, "Oh, holy shit, you know my name," they also like are weakened at that point, and then you take your knife and you jab it right in next to their lower spine, and then you sever it and essentially turn their head into a lollipop. And at that point, they're paralyzed. And then you can just kind of come in behind and do a little, southern smile. You know what you mean? And then you grab and you pull their tongue, because your tongue actually connects back here, and you pull it out. And so it looks like a little necktie, and you go, "Oh, you're so fancy." And then you take a mental image so that you never forget.
Little Jeffrey's hanging on every word.
So is Acacia.
I
'cause
feel, I
this
feel
is-
like
she has
like
not seen-
Proximus is too.
she has
And then
not
you-
seen this side of her yet.
I also drink their blood afterwards. But...
You could see like Proximus looking off, like 1,000-yard stare, like, yeah, because he's visualizing this whole thing. Yeah.
Or if you have two
How-
knives, you can go in for what I call a kidney popping hug, where you go in around and you pop it right into both of them, and then you just kind of bring it around.
But do devils have
Kidney pop.
kidneys?
Or one way to find out.
I'd
there's
like to
actually
know for
multiple ways
sure,
to find
though.
out.
I don't want to miss and then it not be a kidney popping hug.
Listen, up in the
Right.
Holdemort Islands, they do a thing called a blood eagle, and that's where you take somebody and you cut down the middle of their back. There's a lot of back cutting, and then you kind of make flaps, and then you break their ribs and you pull their lungs out so that they're still kind of like flapping a little bit.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is maybe we have like a separate meeting for like learning how to flay better. Contract wise, I'm hearing that we specify the rings. Is there a delivery deadline on information in the contract?
Ooh, good point.
Mm.
It does not list one. So you could say upon completion of the contract?
Within, because he does still have to look stuff up. So like within one material plane week or something, or month or whatever.
And if an extension is needed, this will be communicated to the contractee.
With some sort of interest. Otherwise, you could just keep putting it off.
True.
One of the windows, a small little seagull appears.
Hello. Oh. Hi, Piper.
Hi, I
What are
found
you
a
doing?
friend in town.
You have a friend in town?
Yes, it's a mutual friend, he says. And he says his ears were burning that you were talking about him.
Does he happen to have red skin and have a little imp on his shoulder?
I think I'm colorblind. I don't know, but yes to the second.
What else did he say?
Well, he's at the door. He wanted to talk to you. But he says he needs invited in before he can enter places.
So he's like a vampire. Good to know.
He
If
just
that's
said it's
even
rude to
true.
open doors that you would otherwise knock at.
That is
I don't
true.
think he's necessarily barred from it.
Well, it looks like the contractor is here, everybody.
Oh, seagulls are not colorblind. Yes, he was red.
I was having a horrible moment.
Did you have to look that up?
wondering
I did.
If Sammy was colorblind. I know he's not a seagull, but kind of.
He
And I
is-
was like, how does that work with ship flags?
right.
Okay, good. So I realized
Not my house. I'm not getting the door.
Winnie will go.
And yeah, absolutely, Paimon is waiting there.
Hi.
I heard there was some adjustments you all wanted to make.
Yeah, I mean, you knew that was coming. We were just discussing what our counter offer is.
He just strolls in past you. Hello, everyone. Hello. My name is Paimon. This is my servant Shiv. It is lovely to meet all of you. I see there's some great legal minds gathered here.
As he says that, little Jeffrey is off in a corner, mimicking Laurel's movements with his little dagger.
Yeah, Laurel kind of leans back and looks at him. Do you have kidneys? Several in jars. And he what is everyone's passive insight?
Hope we don't have to kill him.
Oh, Lord.
19.
Do I have passive insight?
Do I?
It is on D&D Beyond. It is
17.
listed.
No, I do. Oh, I probably.
Do
would
I
be-
even have that?
I don't think any of this matters, but I'm.
It's 10
That-
plus your
it-
insight adjust.
Yeah.
No,
Minus
it's here. I'm
16.
just making sure that like the stuff I unequipped and am now re-equipping
Right.
don't matter. Son of a biscuit eater.
Probably have my armor back on.
My armor's all messed up again. I don't know how to do this.
16. It's the same as my passive perception.
Ah,
When I think he said 17. If it's higher than that, then you
It's
also
17.
see what Acacia sees. But
Oh, yeah.
Acacia, you see that when he scans the room, there's he looks at all the familiar faces. He makes the remark to Laurel. He lands on Rollin for just a second, and the two even glare at each other for just a second, and then you could swear that Payman's face kind of recoils just a little bit, where they're kind of just glaring and goes, anyway, I am ready to hear all of your suggestions to any updates you'd like to make to our contract, and to settle on a number, of course. So what do you have for me?
I reiterate. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say in the mind link. I was gonna suggest that Acacia posit the changes because for some reason not everyone takes weenie seriously.
I will reiterate the changing of the language for the retrieval of information, and like within a reasonable amount of time that is outlined, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm. Of course, I will be able to, once you have cleared my estate, I should have near instant access to the information provided and will provide it to you post-tense. You shall not even be able to leave hell before I give you the information, and that's not a trick or a loophole. I just mean I will do it quickly.
And also just also including on that it is the most recent known location of the rings.
Yes, their current location, where they are on the material plane, should they be on the material plane. If they be on another plane, I can tell you the location, however, cannot guarantee time.
If they have a current owner and who they are. If available.
If available, yes.
Yes. That was the other big one, right? For out of character?
And then you also wanted stuff.
Yes. As some of my colleagues previously mentioned, you need us a lot. And not everyone in our party their main goal isn't the rings. So they want to add more of a reward and incentive to continue and go on this mission.
Very well.
Above table, I love negotiating for stuff. But keeping in mind that Kaila is not here,
Yes.
I am also fine if we want to just...
Can I make an offer?
I was going to say negotiate a discount on his store if he is showing up.
So,
but yes, offer.
His offer. As I mentioned previously, my holdings prior to my exile were extensive, and my estate, as far as I'm aware, still has my vault, which has only been increased in its exquisiteness. I will allow you all each 2 items from my vault, which I guarantee are of extreme power, and I will do my best to let you know if they are cursed, to my knowledge.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
Fantastic. No store discounts.
That's also fair.
That needs to be a separate negotiation, etc., blah, blah, blah.
Indeed. So, I will give you the information quickly. You will get out of hell quickly. You'll be returned to the same space. Seems all well in hand then. You've outlawyered me several times over. Jetsam, it's nice to see you again.
Oh, and a bonus for decimated estate?
Undecimated home estate.
I realize decimated has a specific term, so undestroyed.
Let's decide on rings then. How many rings would you like? I'm suggesting 2. Their locations.
Oh, no, the answer's 5.
Then let's roll. Boy, Winnie, do you really want to make this a charisma off between you two?
Between Acacia and Eamon, yes.
Well, you're the one who said 5.
I know, I am helping Acacia in this because Acacia's our chief negotiator. So it is a help action on my part. It is my rules lawyering
this
suggestion.
Is really strong move you're making right here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm also going to have to insist upon 5.
Okay.
How is my charisma not that terrible, but my persuasion is trash? God.
My persuasion is also trash. What made you think I did better?
So as the party's charismatic person that I am,
You only have a 12 and no proficiency.
Proximus gets a advantage and is a +10.
Yeah,
On
Proximus,
okay.
step in and save us. And I give you
Alright.
bardic inspiration with my
Oh,
charming.
Wow. I will take that too. Yeah. So that is a 15 on one roll and a. Let's see.
We're level 14, right?
Yes.
Okay. I must have
9 on the other. Is it plus 6, right? Or it's a D6,
D6. Yeah.
which is 4. Not bad. So 29 in total.
He has a +6 to his charisma. Let's see.
He's charismatic. I know he is.
He's very charismatic. However, he
I
rolled
feel
a
like every
19.
devil has
Can I
like.
also add a +5?
He rolled a 25. He lost.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah. All
I was
right.
gonna say with my flash of genius.
Yeah, Proximus got a 29.
29.
I don't know. He's a devil.
He has a +6. He literally could not beat a 29.
I suppose there's that.
He looks over and there's like this wince that he does as Proximus. You almost feel like this divine channeling of like, listen, 5. And as you hold out your hand, it's almost like Persona is just like the holy light like shines in his face. It glints off your armor. The sunlight glints off your armor into his eyes. He goes, "Ah, fine. How about this? My estate is untouched. I will give you the location of all 5. However, if there is damage done to it, I will reduce in kind the number provided. I believe that should be fair."
Damaged by us. If there's damage previously done by the current occupant, that's not on us.
Damage in the efforts of
Reclaiming.
assassinating the Infernal Chancellor.
Are we assassins now?
It is official. Yes.
To a minimum of 2.
It's for to a minimum of 2. I will agree to that. And yes, this is for political reasons, so it technically is assassination.
Yeah.
I've never done an assassination before.
Laurel actually like stands up, and she is significantly shorter than Paimon. But she pulls out her knife, and she's kind of just like running it along his armor. So how would I kill you? You said you have kidneys in jars. Haha, funny, funny. I'm assuming fire is no good? And she like looks at his skin. She goes, "No, you are scaly like Red Dragon. Fire is no good." Do you like charms? And he kind of glares at her, and she goes, "No charms. I'm presuming you cannot be exhausted because the place you are from is exhausting.
Just like his humor.
What about, this is mundane. Dagger, can I stab you?" And he kind of shrugs, and she goes, "Okay, so probably mundane weapons, blah, 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 not good. What about magical? Silvered. Silvered." She's kind of just like reading his body language at this point.
This is why I brought her.
Yeah.
And Shiv's kind of looking down, and when she says silvered, he goes, "Okay, no silvered. Let's see.
How many
What
different
about-
types of daggers does she have on her?
Just so many." She's just pulling out, she's like, "Okay, dragon's tooth dagger. No, okay. He kind of like, he like grabs the dagger and just pushes it away. All right. I will tell you that as far as I'm aware, again, the Infernal Chancellor is an orator. He is a charmer. He is someone who controls with words more than he does physical might. To that point, I would encourage you to remember that his mind, while it takes advantage of weaker minds, his mind is that of a steel trap. Any damage that you would do to him psychically will be of little to no effect. And I see
Good
that
to
you all
know.
have
Thank you.
sufficient, of course, you all have sufficient magical weapons. I wouldn't worry about steel or adamantium or anything like that. Although, you will find many wondrous magical weapons down in the City of Dis, should you wish to purchase something new.
So we need to rust his mind, is what you're saying.
Or just stab him a lot so he doesn't get the chance to use his tongue.
And as I mentioned before, learn his name. It will make the
Yes.
stabbing so much easier.
Gag him.
You have any good hiding places back in your estate that you would have hid something? Your name?
Well, my vault but
You didn't hide your name in your vault, did you? That's like the first place someone would look.
No.
Okay. Is your
I'm
name
talking-
still there?
I'm talking about like the equivalent of like a false bottom at a desk or something like that.
I love a good false bottom desk.
I will.
That's what they called me back in college.
False bottom desk.
It was community college before I went off to be a reclaimer.
I did have a study. I had quite a fine desk in there that did have many places I could hide things, as well as amidst all of my books on the arcane and infernal, which I suppose you could hide any number of words and lists of information amongst.
Is it on paper?
Mine is not. His very well could be. I'm not
Okay.
sure what his name is hidden on.
So it's not necessarily paper.
Not necessarily. It could be stone, or, for example, I hid mine inside of Shiv.
Oh, that's clever.
As in right now?
It is literally inside of him.
Oh, it's like Saw.
Like on the inside of like his esophagus, example? Like carved?
Let's just say if anyone ever wanted to truly hurt me, they'd have to get through him.
Good to know.
Maybe what we should take with us, I'm pretty sure one of the other officers has it. Maybe Connery? We should definitely take the Helm of Comprehend Languages.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Infernal is probably the language the name is written in.
Probably.
My other recommendation is, when you are in the Hells, keep a low profile, try not to start any unnecessary fights. Everyone there is looking to fight someone or stab someone in the back, because that is how you get more
Winnie
things
is-
and better things.
Studiously not looking at Dominaria.
And
She's
for those
invited.
of you with
She's not here.
holy affinities, he looks over at Proximus, keep your shit to yourself. They can smell that on you.
Trying to figure out how I could hide all of this armor and weapons.
You won't be able to. Just if someone spits on you, don't take it personally. Think of it as rain. It's the only type you'll feel down there.
Ooh.
Heck, that's how I hired half our crew.
Yep. I tried to forget about that, Winnie.
that. Yep. So
Well,
You're
it sounds as if
cruel,
we have
stick
a contract then. And he unrolls it, and all you need do is press your finger to the page. No blood, no ink, just contact and intent.
We don't last minute prep, gathering shit. We don't have to leave as soon as we sign.
No, I will. Once you have signed, the sigil will appear on your teleportation circle. Once you are ready, and your wizard here can take you where you need to go.
Unrelated to the contract, but kind of related. Can you teach me to make maps like that?
No.
Oh.
Well, maybe.
Well, what's it hinge on?
You're gonna have to do another
how
contract
much
later.
I
Winnie.
give a shit.
You're gonna
Oh,
have to
but that's-
negotiate with
So it's
him later.
possible, though. So it is something that I could learn. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, yes. Whatever. When he puts her thumb on it, or
Yep.
whatever finger is suggested.
Jeffrey smacks his hand down.
Yeah, buddy.
I intercept. Do not.
Oh, 5!
I did it for the both of us, buddy. Don't worry.
I'll put my finger on the contract.
Same,
Scarlett
same.
places hers. Marcus does as well.
Marcus is coming with us? Okay, wait. We need to have a quick talk about who's coming with us.
Okay, then please do. Do you want it just to be the core 4?
I mean, And this is, I love everybody. Don't get me wrong. I would die for
you
Dominaria.
You all have the opportunity to say who comes and goes. That is where, I wasn't going to say whether Dominaria or Marcus were going to go unless you all, and we can also decide this once Kaila has to say.
No. I was going to say, I don't think it's
Yeah.
fair to, like,
Yeah.
Michael's here, so I think it's fair to decide on Dominaria unless Kaila has some burning desire one way or the other. But,
Don't we all?
I don't think it's fair to decide about Marcus. I do think it would be better to minimize it and have it be just the
we
four
can
of us.
we can
But-
when
Let's just
Kayla's
do the
back,
four.
we can
Yeah.
backtrack and say whether Marcus pressed his finger on it or not.
Let's
but-
say everyone who is going has pressed their finger to the page.
Perfect.
The contract is sealed. We will get at least 2 locations, if not 5, for your mission.
Shoot!
Your mission is to what?
Nope, I mathed wrong. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
You will also be allowed to grab 2 items from the vaults once you have completed your kill. You are being given a passage with Marinloth and a ship as well down the river Styx to what did I call it? Umberlith Manor. And yes, you will be arriving in the fetters of the city of Dis, the fetters being a district. That's the plan. How do we all feel?
Ugh. Belly of
I'm
the
pretty
beast.
excited.
It's gonna be great. So, as the assembled minds all kind of look to all of you as you have placed your fingers to the page, and it rolls back up, it ravels back in a single motion. Payman takes it, places it into his vest, and
Actually, I want a copy, please.
Oh, I have a copy. Or I can make a
A
copy.
signed copy.
Signed copies, but
very much like he's holding it in one hand and does like a sleight of hand thing. All of a sudden there's 2, and he hands one over to you.
Thank you.
Yes, of course, it's important to keep these sorts of things on hand if you ever have questions.
And I heard that apparently these are made in whatever the name for is, a duplicate of 100. So
Yes, whatever that is. The Yugoloths have a great time keeping all of this in check. He looks to all of you. Best of luck. You go with my devil's blessing. And with a wave of his hand, you feel this this energy kind of come over you. All of a sudden, everything feels, at least sensory-wise, a little dulled for just a second before kind of fading away. This will make any environment that you are in, within reason, feel as normal as the one you are currently in. Those of you, it points to Acacia, that cannot breathe water, it doesn't mean it's going to allow you to breathe water all of a sudden, but it will protect you from the intense heat and airlessness of the city of Dis, and will keep you relatively comfortable. Again, you can drown, you can die, and you can feel the heat of intense fires that are otherwise directed at you, but this will protect you at least from the environment itself.
if this is airless,
Not completely airless, but in the sense that wind spells don't necessarily work as well as they should. Dis has mostly blocked out the elemental plane of air.
oh,
So there is no breeze, there is no wind.
So I can't cast wind spells or create water.
You can, but you will be pulling them from those planes themselves. As you might do here. You are not, should you create water, it doesn't mean that water ceases to exist from the ocean for a moment and appears somewhere else. You are pulling from the ever-eternal plane of water when you create those spells. So much as you were going to create wind, it would not come from the city of Dis.
Got
But
it.
you still could.
Okay. My spell will not fail.
so 10 minutes in the bag of holding though is still about how long we can last.
I am not giving you extra air. You can breathe just fine. There's no wind, there's no gusts. That's what I'm saying. It feels you would otherwise have a very prolonged, unpleasant, burning alive sensation for the entirety of your time in the city of Dis, were it not for the gift that I've just presented to you.
No,
You're
that's good looking out. Thank you.
great. Again, good luck. He looks to again. Acacia catches this. Looks directly to Roland. Good luck. It was lovely meeting all of you and being stabbed by one of you. I await your success. I have some confidence in it.
Hey, how many other have you had any other successful groups that you've contracted that didn't make it? Or are we just the first who said yes?
Have I had any other successful contracts that didn't make it?
No, where you got to this stage and then they didn't make it. Because you said you were having trouble recruiting people.
How many people have died trying to kill this guy for you?
Yeah. We've already signed, you can tell us.
Goodbye, everyone. And he goes to walk out. And
That
Shiv
answer
just
is-
looks around and he goes, so fucking many.
So the answer is not 0.
Yeah, okay.
It's not 0.
Great,
Is
okay.
it double or triple digits, Shiv?
His bones are everywhere.
Okay.
Double or triple digits?
Quadruple.
Okay. All right.
He really is a beggar, not a chooser in this situation.
Right.
Did it to ourselves.
Okay. Well, that is where we're going to wrap up season 4. Join us in a month to the day, from the 8th to the 8th. We will be back next month, March 8th, for season 5. We're going to take a month off to plan, prep, and have a special guest join us for a few episodes at the beginning of season 5. So we'll make that announcement as we get closer to it.
They're joining us at the start?
They're joining us right at the start. They'll be there for 3 episodes as the plan. And hopefully we'll get you all through your hell antics. So, special thank you as always to my wonderful cast/crew. Special thank you to Mikyl for doing the artwork. Special thank you to Eva, Mare, and Kaila, who do so much production work and back-end work. Special thank you to you in the audience for joining us. It's fun to just do this in general. It's even more fun to have other people join along. So thank you for spending some time with us. It's going to be a nice break, but I'm going to miss doing this every weekend. However, we likely will have a little interval episode run by the wonderful Anik, including this crew, this cast, in a different setting, what do I say? Like a pseudo canon one shot, depending on how weird it is. I don't know how canonical it'll actually be, but it's like Star Wars Legends. You know, it's like when Starkiller kills Jar Jar Binks or whatever. It's like they didn't actually happen, but it was funny. So join us for that. We'll have a date for that soon. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna have this let the people say a little bit about themselves, where you can find more of them. I highly recommend that you do. Mare, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hi, I'm Mare. You can find me on Twitter and all other applicables. No, not Twitter, just BlueSky and any other applicable social media at Archmage of Dice. I have nothing. I am here as an exclusive. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be running a one-shot on another channel. A pre-recorded game in March, but I'll announce that when we come back for season 5. That's all I got.
Can't wait. Thank you, Mare. Next up we have Viva.
Hi, hello, it's me, Eva. I am here, preparing stuff for March and Beyond. Nothing that I can put my finger on at the moment. That's okay. Planning on what comes after Humblewood, I guess. And working on some pre-recorded, not one-shots because I'm involved, but, well, no, we do have one shot, in the can. But we also have a 3-shot that we're working on. So, I think that's it for me. I'm lurking on BlueSky, but otherwise you can mostly just find me in the Discord.
Wonderful. Last but absolutely not least for this episode, we have Mikyl.
Hey fam, I'm Michael. You can find me at Michael Sandoval on Instagram and BlueSky. I'm mainly Sword and Key exclusive. I just mess around here with my friends because this is my favorite place to be. So I don't usually do much outside of here. I am working on some art pieces for another channel, and when I can uh, promote that, I will. And then, but yeah, come find us on the Sword and Key Discord where I post my art and hang out with people. Say hi.
Absolutely. Please check out Michael's artwork. Please support him in his artwork. I know a lot of wonderful people have been reaching out with stuff for him to do, which I'd love to see. I want to make him way too busy. I want to make him hate what he does and turn his hobby only into a job. And no, I'm just kidding. I want you to love what you do and also be paid for it. So, yeah, and special thank you to Michael for doing the artwork on this game and many games here on Sword and Key. We are very, very fortunate for that. Okay, let's see. For my part, I am Derek Sword. I use he and pronouns. Sword is my last name. Yes, it's awesome. No, you can't have it. I am your GM for this game and many games here on Sword and Key. We will have more of which coming up here soon. We'll have some applications out here soon as well. But I'll say more about that in just a second. Let's head over to the calendar, where tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time, we have the return of Humblewood Yonderbound, which is our ongoing second season of our Humblewood game. Fantastic cast. I know tomorrow is also the Super Bowl, but if you want to see a superb owl, you can watch Humblewood Yonderbound. We have Argus, who is a strig, that's an elffolk in Humblewood. It's absolutely superb. And yeah, we're about to go into the jungle, fight some pirates. It's not this game, it's just all my games at this point. But definitely check that out. And again, 10 a.m. Pacific time. It's perfectly scheduled, so you can watch the Super Bowl and not have to worry about missing any of it. On Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, ongoing is Gate Night. That is where Shadow LD and I play Baldur's Gate 3, currently the only video game streamed here on Sword and Key. Then we're not doing anything for Valentine's Day. Maybe we should have. I don't know. We're not. But on the 16th, we have, as well as Humblewood Yonderbound, we also have the release of Monster Crush, which is a podcast that LD and I do. It's about different cryptids, creatures, and miscellaneous monsters from myth and how smoochable they are. So we'll have that episode dropping that Sunday the 16th, as well as Humblewood, which we'll be playing. May or may not. Humblewood might be taking some days off. I need to talk to one of my players about that, but we'll have that information for you soon. On the 21st, we have our next Sword and Key movie night, which is our next Ghibli movie watch. We're watching Whisper of the Heart. You can join our movie nights on our Discord, and you can join our Discord through our beacons. So I'll segue into that. Beacons.ai/Sword and Key is where you can find all of our stuff in one neat, nice place. You can see Monster Crush, all the links for that. It actually link you over to our link tree for that. You can, because we use two different things. You can also join our Discord. It's right up at the top, and hang out with cool folks, talk about cool things. Even participate in our movie nights, which are free. You can also see on our beacons all of our ongoing philanthropic endeavors, like PCRF, Palestine Children's Relief Fund, we still have open, as well as Fauna and Flora International, Canadian Companions for Independence, and more coming up. You can also see our affiliate ships. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, we are now an affiliate with Long Dog Dice. Please check them out and use code Sword and Key for 10% off of your first purchase. If you use our custom link, it automatically fills in the discount code for you and helps show that, we're getting the word out. So it's very much appreciated to do that. You can also use our custom link for Wishbone Cosmetics, which is a vegan, UK-based, queer-owned cosmetic company where you can get a makeup palette that makes you look like a fantasy vampire or like a woodland elf or different things like that. You can also go to Eldritch Foundry. Use our custom code for that if you're looking to get a custom mini of any of your wonderful TTRPG characters. And you can use our custom link for Hit Point Press. Yes, Hit Point Press, the makers of Humblewood and Humblewood Tales and the Griffin Saddlebag books. And if you're looking to get any of these or more, there's music licenses for your games. Like right now, you're actually listening to Humblewood music. This, I believe, is the Alderheart music, I think. Maybe? Yes, this is the music for the Great Alderheart. which I think also is great for just like, hey, we're hanging out with wizards. It's that kind of music. But you can get music licenses, you can get miniatures, you can get PDFs of books, you can get physical books, stuffed animals, pins, all sorts of really cool stuff. And you can use our code, and I believe if you give your email as well, they give you 10% off. So using our code helps us out, helps you out, helps them out. Always very much appreciated. I believe that is the main stuff. So we won't see you for a month. I'm gonna miss your faces or your usernames. But take care of yourselves until then. We will still be here. We will have applications. Oh, that was the other thing. We will have applications out in the near future. I know I've been saying this for a while. I just need to find time to actually plan it out. But we will have applications out for Cursed Captains of Cthulhu very soon. I am looking to run another Marvel Multiverse game, I believe in May. It's whenever I'm going to run a Thunderbolts game when the movie Thunderbolts comes out, just to keep it topical. So that'll be out in the near future. I would really love to run a Star Wars game this year. Mice of Legend, which the creator of that was wonderful enough to mail us copies of. Once I get those and go through them, we'll have a Mice of Legend game, and Camp Cryptid, which we are looking to feature as well. So check us out. Our next really big event is going to be in Pride Month, but we will hopefully have lots of other cool stuff until then. So stick around, be chill, appreciate it. Until next time, remember to take care of yourself and others. Even when stuff feels wild in the world, we can make it through together. And remember, as always, fair winds and following seas, brave mariners. We'll see you next time.